Hello, everybody. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what time it is for you where you are. Hello, it's Wednesday morning for me. I'm here. I say hello. Kitty cat says hello. I'm just finishing up my breakfast, and then I'm gonna go make sure I don't have any blueberries in my teeth. Hi. Hi. But we don't get anything done in much of a hurry around here. Is that cereal? It is oatmeal. It's steel-cut oats and blueberries that I started last night using the timer function on my rice cooker. I'd say ask me more later, but that's pretty much the whole story. I don't think there's really a lot more to it. Yeah, a little bit of snow. Not too much. It's not really sticking, but it definitely was coming down last night. What is steel cut? It's an excellent question. It's like grocery store speak for hardcore. These are serious oats. We don't know, Bob. Quick? Never. Hi. 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 What you doing? Careful with that. All right. Cut with a steel. That was always my assumption, is that they had some kind of steel machete situation that they used to chop them up. I don't know. They're in a nondescript container in my pantry, and I'm pretty sure I bought them in the cheapest bulk bag I could find, which still managed to be like $15. Hi. Okay, I'm gonna throw these ones up, and then these ones up, but it was pretty good. It just takes me longer to eat. I don't know why. It's like, I cooked them all night. They're super soft. Well, I didn't cook them all night. I soaked them all night, and then they auto-cooked in the morning. But I mean, it's not something you can eat in a hurry. I'm good though. Plus, this is a good excuse for me to use my gigantic bag of blueberries. Which cost, like $26, but it's a big bag of blueberries. And I feel like I need blueberries. I feel like I'm on a blueberry deficit. Okay. Kitty cat stream, I will be right back. Okie dokie. Hey, kitty cat. How'd it go? How'd it go? You ban anybody? No? Good job. Okay. Good job. With a 31-month resub, thank you very much. Jeff gave me this, so I'm giving it to you. Oh, thanks. Kira's my favorite streamer. Steel cutouts have more of a husk to them. Brown versus white rice. Oh, okay. I feel like I want maximum amounts of husk, but that does explain why they felt kind of grainy, but not in a bad way. They were real cooked. Okay, I sold some stuff. Good job, go me. I'm rich. I want to go to set myself up in Pandaria. I want to camp Nalek, and then I want to do it like another as many times as I can reasonably fit into my morning stream. I want to drink some coffee. I want to see what you guys have been up to. I guess I start by going to Stormwind. Express Show, thank you for the 24-month resub. Thank you so much for 2 years of amazing content to watch while on my lunch breaks. Cheers, thanks for spending them with me. Yeah, 3.5 mil, 3.7 when I have, I'm not an Orgrimmarian. 3.7 when I have all of my, you know, assets liquid, or more or less. Kira banned half the chat. I started crafting again a little bit, but I'm not wildly enthusiastic about it. It's going all right. Donate your gold to the poor. Beanie, cute. I am layering up to try to stay warm today because it may not be snowing, but it is below freezing outside. And outside's like not very far over that way. There is a wall and there is a heater that I did turn on, but I'm trying to stay warm. I got my full base layers on underneath my sweats today. So I want to go that way. There's a faster way to get there and I don't care. Flight path give me time to drink coffee. I want currency. I'm just double checking and making sure I have enough of these. We're gonna fit. Yeah, we got five of these left. Am I the king? Kitty cat, am I the king? I think I might be the king. Spent half the reset day crying about not getting Love Rocket and then farming very straight transmogs from Dragonfire Rares. Oh, it's old duck. I'm so sorry. There's always next year. Oh, Saga No with a 28-month reset. What? Winter storm warning in Ontario. I wish it was warm out. Oh, I'm looking forward to spring. I bought some lettuce seeds that I guess I'm going to either start inside or grow in my hydroponic thing or just whack them in my planters and hope for the best at some point. Not yet, because we're, getting some freezing weather this week, so I'm going to at least let this bout of freezing pass us by and then see what I can... I just want to grow something, man. I want to see something sprout. I look through my photo roll on my phone to look through my memories, and all of my memories are just different plants that I grew and different things that I cooked for dessert. Those are baked for dessert. Those are like the two categories, and it's mostly plants. Picking up children from schools, interfering with my fishing, caught a white bass and a short-nosed gar over the last 2 days. Nice, that's exciting. Short-nosed gar sounds scary. It sounds like it would have some teeth. Want to move to Canada because it's pretty. You should come visit sometime. If you're ever planning a vacation, which I know is tough when you're young, but if you're ever planning a vacation, never occurred to me that lettuce had seeds. I don't know exactly the mechanics via which lettuce comes to have seeds. Presumably it must flower or, send out some stalks or something. I've never seen lettuce go to seed, but maybe I will if I embrace the lettuce life cycle on my balcony. Patterns from 1007 that aren't out yet. Oh. Alright, we got coffee. I have so many tries on Nalik, but I don't feel like I cosmically deserve Nalik yet, just because I've gotten quite a few mounts recently, and I'm not going to stop trying for more, but I do feel like eventually the WoW RNG gods are going to look at this and be like, Hazel, enough. Go do something else. Like, keys. I have now timed to 20 of every single key, with one exception that you'll never guess unless you were here last time we were talking about this. I have timed every single key at a 20 and therefore got my portal, except for, wait for it, Court of Stars. Not because it's a hard key, but just because nobody in my regular group can, get a Court of Stars key. We timed an RLP last night. We timed it is now over there. I still have a 13 on Tyrannical Week that is probably going to stay there. I don't really think I need the points for anything. We timed a RLP last night. We timed all kinds of stuff. Algathar was yesterday. Nakud was last week. Halls of Valor was last week. Azor Vault was last week. Which means that there's just Court of Stars left. And then I think we're really kind of going to wrap it up for the season, because I don't think anybody really cares about pushing rating. Well, I don't think anybody in my immediate circle, myself included, cares about pushing rating past portals. Can't believe it. Shocked we are. Don't tell me it's Court of Stars. It just, the key didn't come up. We were re-rolling keys too. Like every time we'd time one, we'd have everybody else re-roll their 20s to try to get it. Couldn't get it. We have some more stuff we can run, but I think a number of our raid team are going to be enjoying and availing themselves of the new Diablo 3 season. Not myself, but they busy, so if I don't know. I'm turning sound on. That'll be good. Yes, I have Keystone Master. I have Keystone Hero. I got the thing that makes your shoulders all sparkly. Although I've been getting that Mog that, whatchamacallit, the lightning, mythic Mog from just catalyzing and Valor upgrading stuff anyways, so I don't know. 12K step sim, 2 days of fishing. Oh yeah, no, it's an ordeal. I go fishing for 1 day and I spend the next day recovering from the day spent fishing. I mean, it would be more casual if I could just go out there for like an hour and a half in the afternoon and just like throw a line out, but that's not how we roll. Are you telling me that you could, under no circumstances, be talked into a Diablo 3 season? Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm saying. Diablo and I are just, we never really clicked. It's too clicky. It hurts my hands. It's really boring when I play it alone, but when I play with my friends, they're all so much faster than me that I feel like my presence is completely arbitrary. There's really nothing that I'm accomplishing in Diablo at any time, and I've just accepted that I'm just sitting those ones out. I had like one Diablo 3 season that I went pretty hard on way back, like when it came out, and then I hurt my hands pretty bad just from playing too much and clicking too much, and I've never really forgotten that. Struggled in Halls of Valor. Court of Stars is just annoying. Sub 10 struggling. Halls of Valor still has a tight timer. There's really not a lot of wiggle room there. Diablo 4 open beta. Not for me. Exciting for other people. And, you know, never say never. But, not top of my list. There's other games that I would probably play before that one. I have not farmed Breezebiter yet. I'm saving that for when I want to punish myself for nothing. I don't know. I guess I'm just procrastinating because people have made it sound dire, like bad. It doesn't sound so fun. I'd rather come out here and just repeatedly camp the Nalax spawn. Coffee or tea? Cozy this weather with warm drinks. Oh, I go for all of it. I do coffee in the morning, I do tea in the afternoon. I've got like different teas, you know, black teas and herbal teas and green teas and oolong teas and pu'er teas, and it's, hot chocolate is the one that I've retired because I just can't drink sugar in that concentration anymore. It just doesn't feel good anymore. It used to. I used to really enjoy, you know, pop and hot chocolate and, you know, like a good strong fruit juice or like a sugary cocktail. And now I don't, it's not working anymore. I've hit the level where it's just diminishing returns. Off to adult. Have a great stream. Have a great adulting. Have I tried the extra PC and the TV thing? No, it's like an idle idea. It is several steps away from me being caring enough to actually do it. I'm playing Pokemon Violet on my TV right now, and that is going to keep me busy for a while. Presumably, although every time I play, I do seem to play for like 6 hours, so maybe I'll crush it faster than. Oh, there he is. Oh my goodness, why did I choose Fire Breath? Okay, we did still tag him. I couldn't find an Azure Strike button and it upset me. Bonus roll? No, okay, that's gold. All right, but now we have a timer. I reinstalled World Boss timers just to have them. It's lucky that you have enough time to get that done. Oh. In my coffee, I do oat milk and Splenda, but that's just me, and I wouldn't. That's just me. I'm an oat milk person though. Have I become the Pokemon master? I'm mastering something. That game is getting me. The characters are so charming. That I'm like it's the only game in the last 10 years that I can remember watching all of the cutscenes and actually paying attention. I think I appreciate that it's not voice acted. I think I prefer reading to listening to voice acting. Or at least in that game I do. What am I doing? I'm logging onto another character. Oh well, just to wait for Nalaka. Is there anything else I wanted to do in the meantime? I don't think so. I did vault. I got a ring, did I? Yeah, I got a 421 ring with good stats on this character, so she's fine. And then I have a really sad story about my priest. Quest for sandwich. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I just decided to keep all my sandwiches for me. I'm sure that the same outcome would happen because it seems like every dialogue option in that game doesn't matter. But I've been sharing my sandwiches. No, I didn't delete her, although I have a sad story. So you know how her gear's kind of hit and miss, I should say. Like,
She got to level 70 and she wasn't wearing anything, and then I like got carried through 3 keys and then just started doing normal raid clears every week with my guild. So anytime I get like a piece of loot from Vault or a piece of loot from Raid or like the stuff I got from those keys, that was all great. But there's still a couple slots missing. I have these gloves that are like 343 still that I made for myself. And I'm not saying I can't fix any of this. I haven't used a single spark, so these are not real problems. But one of my problem slots, so to speak, is this 332 ring. I'm wearing a 332 ring on this priest, who is at a level 384. She's been clearing normal, you know, Vault of the Incarnates. She has a couple of Razageth kills. She's doing things. She's out there doing it every week, and she has this 332 ring on. So I opened up my vault, and I see glowing down at me with a soft choir serenading it as it appears onto my screen, a high item level ring. As it happens, a 402 ring, which I don't know if you guys are like math people, but that's like a bigger number than 332. And I think, yes! So I give the rest of it a cursory scan. There was no vault piece or no tier pieces. There were some things I could have catalyzed into tier, but I figured I would just wait, especially because I'm wearing stuff I can catalyze into tier. Wow, I know, it was very sad. So I take the ring, and then I realize my other ring that was in the non-332 slot was the same ring, and they're unique equipped. So I was unable, even though I had like a 380, I had a 385, this one right here. I was unable to continue wearing my 385 and then put on the 402. I had to replace the 385, so it's still an upgrade. It's a much smaller upgrade. And I'm still wearing this 332 because I didn't realize that it's literally the exact same as another Thunderous Downburst ring, because there's only like 3 rings in this expansion, despite the fact that I'm pretty sure most people have more than 3 fingers. Not many more than 3 fingers, but you know, if you can't both hands. Cobalt Assembly rep saying things you'll never do. Yeah, if I'm gonna fix this, I just get some stuff crafted. I could get some gloves and a ring crafted pretty cheap, and just be sorted. It doesn't really matter. It's just something fun to bring to alt night because nobody needs me to bring my main. Also, it's a fun excuse to wear her Swashbuckler's mug and her hat that looks like my hat. Get the ring out of Court of Stars makes your melee friends cry. Do Citadel quests, can't find because they drop decent loot. She wouldn't be optimal without the necklace. Yeah. She does all right, actually. She can crank. She can keep up with other alts. She can keep up in raid healing as holy. It's pretty fun. I don't know. It's hard to quantify liking something more or less than another thing. I like it as much as Evoker, just in different ways. Evoker is more exciting and dynamic and mobile, and Priest is a little bit more reactive and, I don't know, plant and paint by numbers your raid frames kind of situation. Hello. Hi. As a healer, any thoughts on the thing that is happening? People are starting to do no healer keys this patch. That is news to me. I suppose it would be a concern if like everybody started doing it and nobody wanted a healer, but no, it seems, hi. It just kind of sounds fun. Imagine RL where you can't wear 2 of the same ring. No healer keys isn't new. I've like never, if I've heard of this, I've forgotten. You are so sweet. Buddy Bun, what's up? Can I help you? She's been Velcro. She spent all yesterday just following me around. And then wherever I was, she would find me, and then she would sit on my lap and fall asleep. Hi. We had the cutest nap, didn't we? I know. She's a good cuddler. People do goofy stuff always. Fun challenge. All warrior group. Yeah. Yeah, and you know, people are still playing classes that aren't warriors. They're getting by. They've coped with that news. Headbutt rubs. She's such a sweet girl. Hi. Yeah, we spent some good time together. We had some good kitty cat naps. I don't really have any regrets in my life, but I double don't regret kitty cat naps. All All right, I guess I should, I guess it's good that I left right away because for these two characters are the only ones that have to actually get back out, I think. I think that every other character is still parked there, so those ones will be more just kind of sit down and wait for the spawn. Should be down here, I think. Call that the meat grinder. But yeah, I think I can just pick up catch-up sparks. You know what stops me from crafting gear? Mostly for my alt. For my main, I can get over it. For my main, I can either ask for help or I can look it up and I can find somebody, mostly because it's usually flabby, and I can get some stuff crafted. On my alts, it's not even... Part of it is like the, oh, I don't want to find somebody who can make it, but part of it is also, the bigger part of it is just, I don't want to have to figure out what I need to get and have in my bags. There's a couple too many steps. There's a couple too many things that I need to make sure I've sorted out first. It's not complicated or difficult, but it's something that I guess I don't understand just enough. There's just enough kind of like glazy-eyed fuzziness going on with me around gear crafting that if it's not essential, I don't want to do it. It's just like a little bit too hard for me, I guess. How an all-clothy group would do in a key. Warlocks? I'm thinking tanking warlock, something like that. How much worse is that compared to legendaries for Alt's last X-Pack? I don't remember what I was just saying. I don't remember anything but the context of that question. I truly needed more coffee. She has... How many bonus rolls? She's got... Runes of Fate. 3 of them. Okay. Oh, why you don't craft gear for alts. Yeah, but at least farming legendaries on alts, I fully understood the mechanics of it. Like, yes, it would take longer because you had to actually go do gameplay. But it was... I don't know. I didn't have to like look up materials and then buy them, but make sure you get the right quantity and then set the work order, but make sure you set the right minimum, but it's not the minimum that you want, but you want to allow for like the recrafting, and it's like, it's just messy, you know? Coffee. Cheers to Hazel and chat. Cheers, Meg. Pug life is hard. The only reason I'm time at 20s is because I'm running them with the same group of people every week. Being so adorable. Thank you. This is my favorite one for the fashion of it all, because I just really like this color. But I have another one that's like a tighter knit that's warmer, and then I have another one that's a fluffier knit that's even warmer for outside. Coffee tastes like dirt, but it was just ground this morning. Oh no. I prefer light roasts generally, and if I'm grinding it myself, I have to be real careful not to over grind it because that can make it really bitter too. Also, I have kind of a cheap grinder. It's not a burr grinder anymore. It's just a blade grinder. We make do with what we got. If nobody's watching, do you call it beanie or toque? If nobody is watching, I call it a hat. If nobody's watching, I will call it a hat. To me, a toque is more of like an outdoor thing. Like you could maybe describe this as one, but it's just smaller. I don't know. Feels like a different category. I just make up words when they feel right, though. I should make sure that I have a tag button handy. There we go. We'll throw it on R. I should also make sure, without reloading, because I'm nervous to do that, it shouldn't take too long to spawn. I do have world boss timers up. Is there not a window for it? Show it in boss zones, yeah. Here we go. I remowed my head down pretty short on Monday, and I've been re-embracing the hats to keep warm. On one hand, it feels really good showering and like massaging it when it's like super short, and I like the way it looks also. But on the other hand, it's so short that it's now stiff again, which means that if your hat's at all tight, it's gonna give at least me a compression headache. There's like a sweet spot of like hair length where it won't do that. So did I? Always a mess. Maybe mine's not that much of a mess. I don't know which factors are contributing to this condition. But I have this like really cheap towel that is useless for wiping up water, but it's actually really good for this because it's staticky, I guess, and it clings to the hair. But I just spread that over my entire kitchen or my entire bathroom counter, so it like covers the sink, covers the tap, everything. And then I just kind of lean over that in front of the mirror and then have at it. And then I'll like sweep or vacuum the bathroom after, but almost all of it gets caught in the towel. And then I can just kind of like gather it up, throw it out, and then throw the towel through the wash. And now that I've kind of perfected this technique, it no longer gets into my clothes. It's, I know lots of people have lots of different like favorite ways to shave their head, but that one's just been working for me. It's been good. I do need a hand mirror though. I was resisting this. I used to have a hand mirror for there was like 2 weeks of my life in my mid-20s where I thought I was gonna like get good at hairstyling or braiding hair or something like that. And I got a hand mirror so I could check out the back of my head in the mirror. And that lasted about 2 weeks until I realized, well, that's stupid. I know no one's ever gonna see this. And if they do, they better not tell me about it. You know, like it just didn't matter. And then it just became a thing that lived in my bathroom drawer forever. However, it's even when I'm feeling it, it's way too easy for me to miss spots. I had somebody look over the back of it and help me touch it up because apparently I missed a little tufty and I looked real silly. I had a little bunny tail that I had to get zoomed off the back of my head. All right, any luck? Gold. Alrighty. Am I gonna leave Inksy here? I guess it depends on if I end up taking her to raid night, but I'll leave her here for now. Use battery-operated trimmers in the shower, no cleanup yet necessary. Lots of people like doing that. That is a popular strategy that I may convert to eventually. But I bought a wired pair of trimmers, and I really like them. And I want to continue using those until they physically will no longer do it for me. And given that they're like only 3 weeks old or a month old or something like that, I've probably got a good amount of lifetime left in them. Boss timer seems weird. I haven't looked at it. I wonder if it's one of those ones that's like a pretty decent-sized range. I'll take a look at it now. Oh, that's weird. I don't think he was still up. I think that was just a weirdness with his animation. So it looks like he could be up in anywhere from 10 minutes. So no sooner than 9 minutes from now, and then no later than 19 minutes from now. He's got like a 10-minute window. I gave myself all of this Centaur rep. I guess I can learn some of it. No guard trimmer. Use a Mach 3 razor for the full cue ball. That I have not done yet. I have not, I have yet to like wet shave my head. I don't know if I would. I like the buzz cut. I like the Velcro hat on head experience. There you go. In theory, I was raising my renown on this character so that I could get the bonus profession knowledge for tailoring and enchanting from different faction reps. In practice, I don't even think I did my tailoring weeklies last week. I think I'm barely getting through my alchemy ones and then I'm getting bored. So I think, you know what I should do? I should set myself an 8-minute timer, like not even 8 minutes, 7-minute timer. What am I going to do in 7 minutes? I'll just sit here. I'll just play with toys. Sister Coyote, thank you very much for the 4-month resub. Velcro hat is what I like least about it. Oh, really? A piece of paper in the bag between the rep and the insignia. That is an IOU. It's an Artisans Consortium soulbound rep item. I don't know what it's from. Maybe a quest? Artisans Consortium rep. Mage Tower book mount done last week. Did the Guardian Druid one. 3 attempts. Guardian does so much damage right now. It's stupid easy. Oh, nice. Congrats on your new skin. That's exciting. Oh, I have Shaw Gold. I have Storm Touched Gold. I have Grays. I've been shopping for Greymog on the auction house. I was buying a couple items last night. I do this thing. I'll show you how I do it. I've shown this before, but it's a good thing the auction house can do. Default UI, no add-ons needed. If you're looking for Mog, you can filter to filter uncollected appearances and then usable ones. And then I usually just search that and I sort it by cheap, and then I can see what kind of things can I learn on this character that are inexpensive. And sometimes, not in the case of this item, but yesterday I was doing this for weapons, and I was finding weapons that were literally posted below their vendor price. Like, they'd vendor for 15 gold and they'd be posted for like 2. I didn't buy them for the sake of the for the sake of the vendor flip, although that is a thing that some people will do. There's like auction house scans. They can just look for items that are posted for less than their vendor price. But I did make a profit when I was learning all of that mod. Places, gloves. Okay, yeah. I did indeed profit when learning all of that. And then these are 40 lace ones, like crafted. Yeah, I got 10k gold on me. I'll just buy a bunch of stuff. Waist guard. And then pauldrons. And then, I mean, this is, plate, so that's one of the reasons, one of probably several reasons why I don't have all of this mod, but you know, cheap is cheap. A lot of crafts are getting more profitable. Routine to shuffle around work orders across all my alts. Oh, nice. That sounds efficient. Hit renown 25 with the Tuskar last night, got my first Audic mail. Congrats, Cyberwolf. Time killing shopping, bane of my bank account IRL. Oh man, I just add things to a wish list and then pretend that I bought them. Is my go-to if I feel like I'm I never feel like I must browse things. It's kind of a bad habit of mine, but if I'm in the mood to browse things, and it's something that I could buy, such as clothing, and not something I can't buy, such as a home, I will add it to a wish list, and then I'll just go, yeah, all done. And then I never actually buy it because I have enough clothes to wear, as evidenced by the fact that I'm almost never nude. I'm sad. Alright, does any of this look cool? We've got metal bucklers, but in WoW, I don't have to store any of the things. I don't have to, you know, it's gold, you just make it back. I guess I'll just put all of it on and then see if I can figure out my old gear set. I used to have it saved as like a equipment set so I could quickly re-equip it after learning a bunch of transmog. These are things that I made for myself, but I'm not level 70 yet, so I can't wear them just yet. Do I have yep, nope, she sure doesn't. Alright, well, let's make sure we put on whatever the best one that we have is. 256. I think I need to take a short break here and attend to my cat box. One sec. My warm socks, but they don't have any grip and they always fall down and I don't like it when they get all wrinkly on my feet. Wear a blanket as your primary garment, 10 out of 10 and you look like a Muppet. Oh man, Muppet's my like primary aesthetic. Oh man. Yeah, I appreciate blankets in like the hoodies and the kigurumis and stuff. But I think the reason I don't just live my life in my Murloc kigurumi is that I need to feel like I have enough mobility without feeling restricted, and the really cozy big blanket wearing garments are kind of heavy and sometimes awkward to wear. I'm, don't get me wrong, wearing a pretty strong amount of clothing right now in multiple layers that has no shape whatsoever, but it's like vaguely in the shape of a human body. Having leggings on underneath sweatpants makes it a tiny bit harder to bend your knees, but not so much so. It's not like leggings under jeans, which is still a good strategy. It's just more of like I'm going outdoors all day on some kind of a tour of, you know, a garden or something like that, and I know I'm gonna be cold. Okay, we get everything. We get all the gear back on. 262. Yeah, seems reasonable. Looks about right. Thinks you look like a Teletubby. Dream house have heated floors. Cats love heated floors. Yeah, I don't know if I'll make it like a make or break, like I won't buy this house because it doesn't have heated floors. Although I was looking into and thinking about if my dream house doesn't come with a heat pump, I would like to get one, even if they're quite expensive in Canada. But it seems just like, especially if you're buying a house that you're going to live in for a long time, it just seems like a good investment. And they can do cooling, which I feel like I'm going to want at some point moving forward. Oh, I didn't even learn all my stuff. But you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to save my gear. I'm also going to take a quick look. We got 56 more seconds before we got to be on the lookout here. Throw this laystone stuff on. Does it look neat? It looks alright. Oh, the shoulders are cool, actually. That must be Legion crafted? They look like they're leaking. They look like they've got fluid coming out of them. That's kind of neat. And then boots. And the rest of that I still can't learn because I'm still not level 70. Hi, kitty cat. Welcome back. Oh, careful. Watch your noggin. Watch your noggin. I should mount just like a little foam pad to the underside of that desk lip because you tend to bonk your head there when you're jumping up in my lap, and I could probably make that softer. Short of just strapping a helmet on you. A onesie that doesn't have a tail. I used to have more of them at different points in my life. It's just I found that they're so saggy with like the big dropped crotch and stuff. I'd rather just wear regular clothes. They're cute and they're warm. But and then sometimes no amount of insulation will stop me from being cold because the coldness started on the inside. Whole armrest shelf. Come with cup holders. Alright, Alec. We're ready. We've been waiting. My Mog looks ridiculous. Am I gonna get too distracted by mogging? Oh, I forgot that she was bald. I need to re-give her hair. When I was wanting to shave my head, but I hadn't done it yet, I was logging onto a variety of my different characters and digitally shaving their heads because there's a bald hairstyle option for all races and body types now. Here, let's give her a hat. Oh, or some sick shades or glasses. What about with candles? Yeah, good. She could take the beanie. But now that I have removed my own hair that was no longer acceptable to me, I no longer feel such a strong need for all my characters to be bald. Oh man, the flower crown's quite something. What about the goggles? It's kind of growing on me. Anyway, give her a little head warmer. It doesn't go with her gear, but that's okay. The color is vaguely right. She got it on vacation to I was gonna say Iqaluit, but that's a real place. Milwaukee Harbor? That's a Tuskar place. Excited to catch a stream live? Welcome! High pain days only wear Kigus? That makes sense. Hey, baby. I want to get outside and exercise. And I should. But it's icy. It's really icy right now. I'm gonna fall down. I'm just making excuses for being lazy. I did some pretty good walking yesterday though. I didn't go for a run, but I did a big long trek. I went far. I went far and wide to the only thing I really needed to go out and buy was a loaf of bread, but I decided I would needed to get out. I had been playing way too much Pokemon across my 2 days off. I'd been playing way too much Pokemon Violet, and I decided I needed to get out. I was gonna go for a trek and buy some bread from a far store and not a near store. So I went and motored through town and, over hills, under valleys, caves, giant eagles, the whole 9 yards. And I got some bread and a little jar of jam and a kombucha of all things, because I hadn't had one in a long time and I couldn't remember if I liked them or not, and I was kind of curious. And then last night I poured the kombucha into like a glass and I had it on my desk while I was doing keys. And I was just getting ready to sit down and do keys, and I was kind of like scooping the cat box and like, you know, getting stuff on my desk ready to go and like running back and forth. And the cat had jumped up on my chair and smelled the kombucha and was like, oh, I want some of that, which I did not anticipate. She'll usually try to drink water, but I kind of figured that kombucha would smell like, you know, aged Fresca to her and that she would not be interested. But she was very interested, so I'm like running back and forth trying to delay the cat by you know, moving her back a couple steps because it takes her a bit to get anywhere because she can't see. Or if she can see, she's got very bad depth perception. But then she was feistier than I thought. I don't think she got any, but she tried very hard. I don't think you had any, and if you did, then we shared it. Pokemon growing on you? Able to see past the game flaws? Yeah, kind of. It's a little bit tough. When I'm out in the world it's a little tough to look past it, but the characters are so charming and the core gameplay mechanics are so fun. Alright, we did not get it that time. Now that's an excellent attempt. Moving on. I ended up doing gyms in the wrong order because I didn't know there was a right order, because they were like, go in any direction you please, the world's your oyster, and then I went, and then it got like really hard, so I ground up levels and then I overcame. And then I was like, oh snap, these gyms are not very hard for me now because I way over leveled them because I did not come in this direction because I kind of thought I could make my own path in the world. It's like very unclear, at least to me. It seems like they wanted to make it, and maybe I'm just missing something, but it felt like they wanted to make it, see if she sold anything. Sandboxy and like kind of like how WoW became, where you could level in any zone that you want, except that they didn't make them scale level wise. So there is still like a correct or like multiple correct paths to take. And you can totally end up missing an area and then over leveling it and then just coming back and rolling through it. Open world that doesn't scale. Yeah, that part's like kind of awkward, and it would make a little tiny bit more sense if there was any way in game that I've found anyways to kind of indicate to you which general order you're supposed to be tackling stuff in, but yeah. Although I'm certainly not helping things by because you can zoom past trainers without them engaging you, and because you can zoom past Pokemon without engaging them if you're careful, you can kind of go anywhere you want. You can really go anywhere you want without needing to be the correct level. So if there's a Pokemon that you really want to catch and it's only in this higher level zone, as long as you have enough gym badges to like kind of sort of catch it, you can sort of, you know, trek on out to an area that like is way too hard for you and, you know, weave and dodge your way over there and then just throw all of your might towards catching that one Pokemon, which is how I got myself a Frigibax. Physics still wildly broken sometimes. Physics have been okay. Me and my Chitty Chitty Bang Bang flying motorbike Pokemon are doing all right. We can do all kinds of tricks now. How scummy is it to drop group after brood to make my own Razageth kill without any other hunters? Oh man. It is on the scale. I have 2 Skitterfly mounts, but I don't have the one that comes from the expedition packs. I have the 2 that you can get off the vendor. Let's see, Skitterflies. But yeah, the Titan Pokemon I think I've also done in the wrong order, because the first one that I encountered absolutely handed myself back to me. And like I barely made it through on like a lucky dodge. And then another one I one-shot, and then another one that I almost couldn't do. Like there is an order, but I couldn't figure out what the order was supposed to be, so I just kind of did them as I encountered them. And some of them were steamrolls, and then some of them were extremely hard because I was doing them out of order. Yeah, I think it needs either scaling or just a clearer way to see. I don't mind them giving you access to the later zones early. I just would like it to be a little bit more transparent, like kind of what the progression is, like what the numbers of the zones are. And there are like, this is zone blank, this is the north side, this is area 1. Like they literally have called the zones area 1, 2, 3, but it's just there's so many I don't know, I don't get it. They haven't done it in a way that has made me, 30-year-old gamer who is kind of paying attention, understand, so. Did I ever get the mammoth? I got the Loyal Mag Mammoth mount. I got this one. But I still need any and all of the Magma Snail mounts. So that's one thing that if I feel like on stream that we want to work on a Dragonflight mount, I'm sure there must be some kind of a... That's right. I'm sure there must be. I don't think she was expecting me to meow right there. Baby girl, I'm in here still. No, said what she had to say. I need these. And there has to be at least one of them that's not a gigantic pain in the butt. Yeah. It's only 9:53. That one's easy. Shell's a Hydropper. I just need a healer. Oh, you can buy it in the auction house. Takes like 20 minutes. Oh, okay. What's the mechanic? I mean, I guess I have 5 minutes to look this up. You know what? I'm just gonna pull up the Wowhead page for it. What did I say? It was just Magma Shell. The things that Automod catches. Magma Shell. Okay. How to get them out. Go to a spot and find some lava snails. Annihilate all snails you see and eventually you'll get an empty magma shell. I mean, that sounds fun. Go to a spot, wait for a thing to spawn, jump into the lava, interact with it. Oh, you just have to live through the pool. So you can bring a healer with you. You can use the Horn of Lava swimming, or you can try and solo it with your class abilities. So, I wonder if on an Evoker I could make that work with just like... Do you think Renewing Blaze works on that? Or, I never did get the Horn of Lava swimming. Maybe I could just farm that. That comes from... Second event completion. Oh, Dragonbane keeps Strongbox. Oh, gross. I do not have that, and that doesn't sound hyper farmable. You could just do siege on alts and hope for the best. I didn't realize that the lava swimming horn was that difficult to get. Yeah, but you could set Renewing Blaze up before you jump in. 10-second challenge, need some hefty hots. Cali Bubble, solo on a hunter. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do not have the toy. Lava. Although it also, right, yeah, no, I don't have the toy. Also reminds me that I should probably, at some point, maybe after I kill Nalik this next time, while I'm still waiting through the 10-minute mandatory camp time, I should pop on. Oh, I think I took my Evoker all the way back to Voldraken. I want to go poke around in Kunlai Summit and try that rare that's supposed to drop the puppy crate. I still need that to kill Viscidus. It's a channel, so I don't. Maybe you could do it with health pots. Yeah, I don't know. I might just ask Flabby to come spam Healing Wave on me. I'm sure we could get it together, make it work. Pots interrupt the channel. Oh, okay. What's the snow situation where you are? Snowed a little bit last night. It's kind of frosty on the ground. It's supposed to maybe snow a tiny bit today. It's -1 outside right now. And, but it wasn't really sticking. I don't think we're going to get like an appreciable amount. Forecast says it's going to be kind of cold for a few days. Maybe more snow on Saturday. Man, Sunday's it's got a high of like 9 and a low of -1. Yikes. Celsius, yeah, all Celsius. Healing volunteers to help, including me. Yeah, I'm sure we can set something up. Yeah, okay, so that one's not too bad. Are there more, though? Let me see. Snail. There's a Scrappy World snail. Magmotes, 1,000 Magmotes for that. And then this one is Glory the Dragonflight Hero. Oh, it's cool color. Glory the Dragonflight Hero. That's probably annoying. I never do those while they're current, but... How annoying are we talking? Do I have any? I have 2 of them. Reximus without any... I mean, You could do him on Mythic 0, but like, it's one of those things that's just annoying to coordinate, and it's not something you can do on your own. Scrappy's a farm out at Dragonbane Keep, takes a few hours, 4 to 8. Okay. Tempted to try and sell it on a Shadow Priest now. Yeah, it's one of those things where you watch, you hear about somebody doing a thing, and even though you don't have to do it, you're like, could I do that? Do I have the tools I need to do that? Divine Kiss of Onara? I don't. I haven't fully appraised myself. I guess I'm on the wrong character. I haven't fully appraised myself of what's involved. Something to do with Exultant Incense, because I know I sell that. I think I need more breaths. I'm a little unclear. I got the Zenith egg. I got the Zenith hatchling mount. First week, easier now with current gear. One on the last boss of Uldaman, really annoying. Okay. My most up-to-date add-on list is here. It's not very up-to-date, but it's the best one I have. My UI is basically just Plater and then a bunch of default UI, but I've got other kind of add-ons that do different things for quality of life. Divine Kisses Nakud, you need 3 breaths from the last boss in OK First, Oklahoma. OK stands for something other than Oklahoma. Why can't I think of it? Is it a... These dungeons don't start with that. Oh, it's a typo. Okay. I'm thinking, what dungeon starts with OK? Something, surely. You know, you would assume that we have enough dungeons now that there's going to be... I mean, K doesn't come up that often. K is an uncommon acronym component in this game. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how many I have. They hotfixed it so it drops a Mythic Plus now, right? So that would have given me slightly more of a chance to see it, because I don't really do anything but Mythic Plus dungeon-wise. However, I have my Nakud portal already. I have my Nakud 20 done, which means that I haven't been back since I got my Nakud 20 done. So I don't know. I might have to actually grind that out on like a lower difficulty. Yeah, there's a lot of different mount farms in Dragonflight. I just kind of want to figure them out one at a time. The Dragonbane Keep one sounds kind of fun. The other snail? I guess I'll do the Magma Shell first, if that's easy. But then Scrappy World Snail sounds up my alley, you know? Grind like 100 or whatever of them every day. Seems reasonable. Spam normals, 20% drop, but you need 3. I wonder how many I have. After I kill this, I can log back onto my main for a couple minutes and I can check and see, 1, if she has any, and 2, take her out to Pandaria to try, that music scared me. Take her out to Pandaria to try to, whatchamacallit. Oh, no, I've made you crooked, I'm sorry. I was trying to just, like, pivot. That one, yeah, a little tiny bit. Yeah, I must have at least one. I feel like I stuck one in my bank at one point. You get the key first, give it to a lizard man. Lizard man gives you a buff. Only farm the motes with a buff up. Buff lasts 3 days. So you have to do the, like, can you reacquire the buff after that? Is it onerous to reacquire the buff after that? Is it, like, pretty strongly incentivized that you do this within 3 days? Because that's worth noting. That's a good tip. Okay. You can. Wrath is the only expansion name with the letter K in it. Oh, yeah. You need to farm the key again. Oh, okay. Is that pretty gross? It's not like just a 15-minute situation. As soon as you get the buff, buy the replacement. Turn in more keys. Chance for the contract that gives buff. Okay. You do not need to farm the keys. Best farming for the Magmotes is in the vault. Like, of the incarnates or like the weekly vault? Yeah, I'll have to look into this. The more I read, the more I'm realizing I don't know anything about it. Little dirt guys always drop it. Oh. Because I've been clearing the raid every week since it came out, more or less. Been doing a good amount of that. Snail mount and the toy. Okay. Keeping one of my bags for when I'm willing to do some hunting. Yeah. I'll get to that at some point. This is why I think I don't like to do more than one new mount farm at a time, is I feel like it takes all of my available cognitive resources to just figure out the various details of one grind and then do that one for a while and then let my brain recharge before I try and teach it something else. There's just too many like ins and outs and tips and tricks and little and big things to do with a lot of the Dragonflight farms for me to want to learn them all at once. Any luck? Bonus roll? Gold. Alright. But we got a couple minutes before the next one. The Druid was the last one that we did, so we'll be logging on the character below the Druid next time. I'm gonna go see. I want to know if I have any Divine Breaths of Onara. 6 to 8 hours. Congrats on the level rocket. Been trying for years. Oh, thank you. Same mobs with a buff for an extra currency drop. Oh. I don't know why that makes it less exciting to me. At least it didn't end up with the horrifying murder insect. Giant burning snail. So those don't induce the same kind of reaction in you than the hornets. Do you have the same feelings about like the bumblebee, or is it just exclusively the mechanical hornets? So that's a vault. I wanted to check the bank because I feel like I would have shoved. I feel like my bank in Dragonflight is a place where I just shove things. Yeah, I have one stolen Breath of Onara. Just the one. So I need 2 more, which would mean just farm into Q defensive, really. As a healer, I could probably get relatively fast Qs, and I also do a reasonable amount of damage, so I could probably just, spam heroics or whatever. Might not be too bad. Pretty far up at the horrifying scale. I love the bee. Yeah, I like the bee a lot, too. Zaiptsu, thank you very much for the 4-month resub. Yeah, they're not hornets, they're just hornet inspired. Huh? I saw a hornet nest in a tree, but all the leaves had fallen out of it, so it was just a nest, and I thought they've probably moved out of there. They're probably not there anymore, because it's wet. would have gotten rained on. Horde can't use it. I always thought that was like just unfair. It didn't make any sense to me why. You had to use a Horde character if you wanted to farm like the Kuafon mount, for example, but then Alliance could use it. They just couldn't farm it, and I figured they should have made the same consideration for the B mount, Require an Alliance character to farm it if you must. There's a lot of Mog that my Evoker could get in Jade Forest. Look at all this. Is this just for gold? Adventuring supplies. Where do you live? Oh, he lives up this way. I'm getting distracted. I have 7 minutes before I have to start looking out for the next Nalek spawn on my next character. And I have the timer available now. I have it on my screen. So hopefully, not hopefully, I'm going to keep an eye on it. Nothing can go wrong. New secret mounts pets out or in the works. I don't know. I'm pretty far down in the digestive cycle of that kind of thing, though. I usually find out after it's been solved. I haven't been... I'm out of the loop. I'm loop adjacent. Okay. There should be a guy. Just over this way. Weird quest on Sunday for the puppies. I started questing in the Kunlai Summit on my Evoker for like transmog. Because I just had all the things open. And I started questing for that. So this says that I know these things, at least from another item. What does it think I need? The faded... Oh, axe, hand axe, and saber. Okay, so maybe I need to go all. And then they probably have stats. Like, they're probably melee stats and not... Axe, saber, And the forest axe. Yeah, okay. Are they cool looking? Oh yeah. Neat. Cool. Okay. Well, that's 3 items off that list. Yeah, no, I was questing the Kunlai Summit, and I still have those quests because there was transmog, you know, that I needed. Apparently there's also transmog off of a couple of rares here. Zone drops. Oh dear. 1 breath, just the 1, but I do have 1. I'm 1 of 3. Part out the chest of cycle. Yeah, now that I read that phrase again, maybe that's not what I wanted to go with, but that is what we have gone with. A Lucid Nightmare Hive Mind puzzle type mount. Yeah. Yeah, this is kind of a strange image. On one hand, it vaguely matches. Both of these colors are pink adjacent. On the other hand, something feels not quite right about that, but I can't stop riding it because I have it. Alright, we got 4 minutes. I'm heading up to, like, there. Is our general direction, just to kind of poke around and see if that rears up. Use your own wings. Blue check or orange X. That is Can I Mog It? And I strongly recommend it. It's an excellent add-on. It gives you a real quick in-your-bags look at what items you can learn and what items you already have. Pizza's here. Oh, pizza sounds good. I have a raid night tonight. Wednesdays are always raid night. This always surprises me. I think we're probably not that far off from taking a break. Or at the very least, kind of taking it down to like a 1 night clear. Yeah, pizza also tastes good. I'm on this new kick where I'm buying fruit. Just like 1 or 2 pieces of fruit at a time, because the last thing I want is for it to go bad. Especially because it's kind of expensive. But I've been like looking at different flyers for different grocery stores and then buying fruit when it's on sale. I bought oranges, like not mandarin oranges, but like just navel oranges. And I looked at it and I was like, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. I'm a grown up and I can do whatever I want with this thing. Because I'd never bought them before because as a kid, you know, you take that to school. What are you supposed to do with it? You can't get the peel off. It's messy. It's sticky. But I figured I'm in my home. I have a kitchen. I have, what else do I have? Knife, cutting board. I'm just gonna hack the peel off this thing with a chef's knife because that's the tool that I have. And then I'm gonna eat it. So I did kind of a haphazard, you know, slap chop kind of job of peeling it with a knife, but I did get it peeled and sliced into a couple chunks and it was really tasty. Plus it was inexpensive because it was on sale. So now I kind of want to, and then I bought like some nectarines that were really good. Mangoes I'm struggling with because I'm still not very good at telling when mangoes are ready. I'm just gonna leave my character right here. But I'm on a fruit kick. I've been having fruit for dessert most nights. Why would you need a knife to peel an orange? Well, what am I supposed to do? Just claw my way into it like a alien? Just take a bite out of it, peel and all. I used to do that with lemons as a kid because I had something to prove. I don't know. Yes. Yeah, I don't like getting my fingers sticky. I don't know if this is just me, but I don't like getting my fingers sticky. And I don't like getting my fingers cold. I don't want anything under my nails. I really don't want any food under my nails. I'm weird about that. I really, really, really hate it. There's a reason I have a bread maker to make bread dough instead of doing it with my hands. I don't like a lot of sensations on my hands. Respect the lack of desire for stickiness. Sticky ever since I was a baby, apparently. Yeah, I don't know if I was always upset by it, but at some point I certainly picked it up. I do not like... I would much rather prepare fruit on a cutting board with a knife and then put it in a bowl and then eat it with a fork so I don't have to touch any of it. Chef's knife easier for oranges. But yeah, I liked my new tech. I appreciated that I've unlocked a new fruit. It was delightful. It was delicious. Also use the knife to peel oranges. Thanks. Afflick Warlock Artifact? No, this is a Witherscorn Reaper. Drust Staff Transmog from Ardenweald, I want to say. Hate having to dig with my nails to open him up. Yeah, I keep my hands and nails as clean as I can, but I still don't want anything that I'm about to eat to have anything to do with the underside of my nails, because I'm not like sterilizing under there every day. That would dry them out a lot. I've been keeping them unpainted for the last couple weeks because I had some notion about like re-moisturizing them and just kind of giving them a break. I figured if I was going to do real short natural hair for a while, I may as well do nails too. And they feel a lot better. They used to be quite flaky. I think it's because I use a really harsh nail polish remover when I paint my nails, and I don't give them a break between. I usually just take it off and then repaint them right away, which has not been working out for me. Seems better to just take it easy a little bit. Lisa Frank. Rainbows and unicorns. I think I have a Lisa Frank makeup brush that is used to apply blush. Some people do bite into the rind, so bitter. I used to genuinely eat lemons like an apple, although I don't even eat apples like apples anymore. Orthodontic wires will kind of convince you out of that. Also a desire to not have fruit juice in my hands. But I used to bring lemons in my lunchbox. I think I just really wanted to be weird. I think I was just very committed to being different, and I was like, you know what's going to impress my teenage friends? Consuming sour fruit. And you know what? It did not work. Yeah, I used to eat tomatoes like an apple as well. I would just bring a beefsteak tomato to lunch, to school in a lunchbox, and then, wash it and just eat that the same way. Favorite makeup. Lately, what I've been wearing is pretty much foundation, concealer, and then an eyebrow pencil. Because I, like many of us did, suffered through the early 2000s, and my eyebrows have never been quite the same. So I use a pencil to kind of fill in a little bit where they have been, traumatized. I like lipsticks a lot, but I never wear them. I never, ever wear them. But I like the concept of lipstick. I like lipstick on other people. Used to eat raw potatoes. Raw potatoes! There's commitment. Is that okay to do? I always felt like there was some like health reason why you're supposed to cook them. Although there's, you're also supposed to cook flour before you eat it, and that didn't stop me from eating cookie dough. Haven't bitten into an apple since I took a big chomp out of a rotten one. Yeah, it's funny how something like that can stick with you for a long time. I had a similar aversion to shrimp rings, like cocktail shrimp. I had one that was not as clean as you want it to be, and I've never really wanted them since. Plus, they weren't that good to begin with. Yeah, school lunches were weird. You're just trying to bring enough food to survive the day until you can get home at 4 and make yourself a real snack. There was a cafeteria, but it was like they sold, it was they would sell food that like the home ec classes had made, which was a cool concept, but I did not have money and so I was not going to be about to start buying lunch at school. And then there was like one microwave for like the entire high school, and I was not about to try and jockey in line for that. So it was basically, what can I bring in my locker and then just eat cold that's acceptable to somebody that does not like cold food? Sells pizza by the slice, curly french fries. Gen X, we were pretty feral. But yeah, it's one of my favorite things about being older is that I can usually find a place to either get hot food or heat up my food, or I'm just home all the time. When I worked retail, the break room had a microwave and it had a kettle, and I used the electric kettle to great avail. I would make myself oats, instant oats by just boiling water, and then I had a little plastic bowl I kept in my locker because that was super cool. Or I would bring ramen and then make that in that same plastic bowl that I kept in my locker. But they were both better than the lunches I used to bring to school because they were warm. Although now that I think about it, not so much in the diversity of nutrients, but I was 22. When you're 22, you can just... No, I wasn't 22, was I? I was 19. I always forget how old I was at various points in my life. I was 19. At 19, you get by on just dreams and, hopes. Your answer to that was a tomato? Sometimes. What else would I bring to lunch school? Not so much sandwiches. Like if I was bringing a sandwich, it would have been like a PB&J or like a peanut butter sandwich. But as a non-meat eater, nothing like I like veggie sandwiches, but they're too wet to pack really. Like my Subway order involves tomatoes, and it's delightful, but it's also going to be soggy by the time it gets anywhere. How old were you at 23? Me at 22, the biggest question always was, alcohol's a meal. Yeah, by 22, I was married, which is what's throwing me off, is I always think that I was still working retail 22, 23, and I wasn't. I was already, I'd moved to the States, and I got married at 21. So that's what threw me off. Oh, there's an Alec. There we go. Any luck? Any luck? Nope. Okie dokie. Well, I guess I can just log on in between Alec kills to check for that one rare. Didn't realize you got married so young. Yeah, I met my ex when I was 19, and then I got married at 21. Ooh. Most common sandwich here involves the Norwegian brown cheese, not really cheese. I'm gonna need to know more about that. What? Brown cheese that is not really cheese. If it's not cheese, then what is it? But drinking age is younger here. Drinking age is 19 in BC, so I had my wild drinking, 3 weekends in a row. Got that out of my system and then moved on. It's called Brunost. Is it yummy? Would you have any advice for someone that's 21 and thinking about getting married? Why is it you? Are you 21 and considering holy matrimony? From my experience being somebody that at one point in my life was 21 and getting married, people that are doing that aren't really looking for advice. They are happy, they are excited, they are living their lives, and they do not have any energy for naysayers. They're, they might listen to your story, but it's not going to appear to apply to them, and maybe it doesn't apply to them. Lots of people meet and fall in love and get married and live happily ever after very young. It was just not me. He's not up. Not up. What if they're 21 considering unholy matrimony? Made away, technically not a real cheese. Grandparents got married at 14, 15. Yeah, there's lots of different ways to live your life. Different things work for different people. Yeah, my spouse was also a moderate amount older than me. He was 7. Oh, no, he's up. Oh, no, that's Shaw of Anger. Never mind. My spouse was 7 years older than me. So that's another factor that can kind of complicate things sometimes. Is if you're kind of aging through different phases of your life at different rates. Isle of Thunder. That's the one. Parents still together now, 23. I would imagine still 7 years older. If I had to take a guess, I don't think that any of us have unlocked the secret of aging at different rates. I love it, but I'm biased being Norwegian. Parents are still together now, 23. 10 days, she is 2 years older, and I don't hesitate to remind her during those days. Aww. I don't like Brunost, and I'm Norwegian. I'm Googling this. Brown cheese that isn't cheese. I need to know more about the production process. Norwegian Brunost. So it says it's cheese. Cheese-related foods. It's cheese adjacent. It's met cheese before. Family of cheese-related foods made with whey, milk, and/or cream. Well, then what's disqualifying them from being cheese? Is it a lack of rennet? Primarily produced in Norway, popular there, Sweden, and in South Korea, according to Wikipedia. Okay. Oh no, I can't. Oh, I can't visit any of these sites. I forgot. I blocked everything up. I can see the Google summary page. I can't see anything else on this PC. Probably because sometimes I'm supposed to be editing, and then I'm like, how do they produce Norwegian brown cheese? Goat cheese, cultured quark. What is a cheese that isn't cheese? Oh, it's gonna make me hungry. Did we finish the coffee? Sure did. I got 5 minutes left. I'm just gonna go put this in the sink. I was out yesterday walking on my pilgrimage to buy a loaf of bread and some kombucha. Because that's where I'm at in my life. And I saw this person walking the biggest cat that I'd ever seen that was like a short-haired cat. It was like, how big was it? It was kind of hard to say because I saw it kind of from a distance and I didn't want to like stop and stare. Probably should have stopped and stared. They had it on a harness and a leash. It was just kind of like sniffing around a bush. In no hurry to go anywhere because cat. And I want to say it was like a Savannah cat or something, which surprises me. I see people out with cats sometimes. Every now and then you'll see somebody like walking a cat or with a cat like in a stroller or on a leash or whatever. But like this one was big. Mage Belden, thank you very much for the 28-month resub. Happy hugs to you and Kira. Happy hugs. Imagine you buying a set of physical encyclopedias to look up things up because you blocked Google just on this computer. It's not that I don't have access to it anywhere. I'm just trying to like build some separation boundaries, and I'm trying to build the home equivalent of going to the library to get your homework done. I'm trying to make this room into the library by only having the tools that I use for... I mean, clearly it hasn't worked yet because the Raszageth guide is nowhere. But, you know, doing my best. Was it a serval? Maybe? I don't know, that just seems very un-Victoria, but I guess there's lots of different types of people that live here. If someone's walking a cat, they want people to stare. I mean, maybe they just want to take their cat for a walk. Maybe they don't like attention, but their cat wants to walk and they want to let it. Oh, I mean, short of doing it in the middle of the night. Now, if you're walking a cat in a stroller, you might be looking for conversations. Plays WoW at the library. A lorry with brown cheese caught fire in a tunnel. Is a lorry a truck? I feel like that's a truck, but I want to confirm. That's not a word that we get on this side of the pond very often. 2 different desks. Sit in the same chair, turn 90 degrees. It's enough for you. At one point in my life, I was considering putting light, because I do still play WoW at this desk on this computer because I only have the one PC set up with WoW. So raid nights, despite the fact that they are not really work, are still here. And I used to have some thought about setting up colored bulbs, like smart bulbs or something, and setting timers so that certain times of the day have like the work colors, and then certain times have like changing the light colors based on the activity. I never did it, but it was one of the ideas that I was playing around with. It is a truck. Okay. Not talking to someone walking a cat in a stroller. But yeah, I have a laptop computer as well, so I've set myself up to kind of do like my online banking and my errands and chores and grocery shopping and whatever on that computer, and I'll just take that and sit out in like my kitchen, and that works. So that's been working so far. I managed to get my car insurance renewed, which was one of the items I'd been not avoiding, but just not looking forward to, and it wasn't that hard. I did my first heroic last night. Sure, the Raz guide will be ready before I can use it. At this point, I'm going to finish it just for the principle of the thing, even if there's not a soul left in the world that needs it. But last expansion, I did like the Jailer guide hyper late. I don't know if it was as late, and I don't want to find out, but it was the same kind of situation where because like the deadline of the raid release was behind me, and because it took so long to get footage, I kind of fell into this like procrastination cycle, and I didn't get the Jailer guide done, or, you know, Lords of Dread and Raglan for like a long time. But then they came out with season 4 and they revamped those raids and they rescaled them. And then some people were new to them and did in fact need them after all. So it is still worth doing. I just want to get back in the habit of spending a bit of time on that kind of thing every day and not have it be a big deal. I've avoided it for so long that it's got all these icky anxiety feelings that it doesn't need. I still need it if that helps any. I'm gonna put some time on it today. I don't think I'll finish it, but I'm gonna put some time on it. Sit down and take a look at it and see where it is. Because the good news is that I have full footage of everything, and I understand the fight because I've cleared it. Fish shirt, Pog. Yeah. My coastal fish of Cape Cod shirt. Featuring the stripper fish, which is definitely a striper, but they've typoed it. Heroic Broodkeeper to 8% last week. Oh, you're so close. Broodkeeper was tough. Broodkeeper was a wall for us too. Okay, we got 19 seconds. Hello, baby girl. Would you like to come sit with me? Hi. You're looking very, very lovely this morning. Hi, sweetie. Meow. How you doing? How you doing? I feel like she's actually put on a little bit of weight, which I appreciate. You were too skinny, and you got a little bit more, more skin on you now. You got a little layer. You needed a little layer. You feel better? Yay. Aw. She does this thing where she leans into your elbow. It's kind of like a snuggle. Oh, hi, sweetie. What would you guess was the jailer date? Oh, I don't want to know. I don't even know when that... I couldn't... I couldn't tell you a single thing about that raid or when it came out or what time that was. My time has come to mean... Calendars don't mean a whole lot to me anymore. I swim in a sea of you know, chronological miasma. But yeah, it took a while for sure. Jailer was kind of a cool fight. I didn't hate it. I wasn't mad at that. Oh, Kitty's nice and warm. Teeth news. Teeth good. I don't have to go back in until August. They're clean. No, oh, you mean her teeth. My teeth are good. I got my new mouth guard. I'm used to it now. Comfy. Her teeth also good. I brush them every night. They look good. She's recovered from having them fixed. She's snarfing down her food again. Oh, you did mean mine? I have on several occasions told stories of both of hers, but both Kira and my teeth are all good. They're taken care of. They're set. They're paid for. Holy moly, they were expensive. But that's why we have savings. This is why I don't party, so I can afford the dentist. You just take what the money that you would have spent if you had been going to bars. You just put it in a little pocket, and then you go to the dentist, and then you pay for some work. Trouble getting yeeted back properly on Diurna on my Worgen because I got lazy on my Evoker. Oh, on Dathia? I had that same issue on my Priest when I ran it on my Priest because I was, again, used to Evoker where you can just kind of turn around. Yeah, no, my teeth feel good. Even my bite feels a little bit better now that I'm not using that old mouth guard anymore. I got my new glasses. I actually took care of almost all of my errands. I have one more big one, but everything else is kind of off my list. I got my car serviced. I got my oil changed. I got my insurance updated. I got all kinds of stuff done. I feel like I never do things, but I do eventually do them. It just takes me way too long. The x-ray I feel like I'm not going to hear about until I go in for my next cleaning in August. I don't really know what they were looking for. It wasn't the same dentist as my regular dentist. Like the first time I went to go see my new dentist, he wasn't there. It was like a different one that ordered the x-ray. So I feel like we'll just kind of talk that through in August and figure out if anything needs to be done. Yeah. You look so cozy today. I am layered up. I am determined to be not super, super cold. Streaming and just playing WoW in general are usually when I get the chilliest. I guess working if I ever sat down long enough to work. I think just because sitting at a desk, you know, you're stationary, you're sedentary, at least I am. I know people like their standing desks, but I slowly lose my blood flow until I've just become an icicle. I got another de-immigration task completed. Got another form to save to my pile of forms. That's good. I can probably enter the continental United States once again if I ever decided to. Oh, there's Nalik. Don't have immediate plans, but it'll be less messy when I do. Alrighty. Any luck? Nope. Okie dokie. Next character. Tips for new players to WoW. That's a big game. I think my tips for new players to WoW is to take as much or as little of the media around the game as you want, and don't let people bum you out about anything. People will speak in dramatic terms about everything online because that's just how people talk now. And don't let it, rain in your parade if you're having fun. Being new to WoW is really exciting. There's a lot to do. There's a lot of exciting possibilities and lots of things you can engage in. And there's lots of people out there that are having fun with all those things. And then there's lots of people online that are just going to make it seem like the end of the world about everything. So if you find yourself feeling a little bit doomy, don't be afraid to turn off Discord or Twitch or whatever it is. This is because you refuse to do jumping jacks. That is true. Part of the reason, though, my excuse for why I'm not doing jumping jacks right now is I have a cat on my lap. There is a little kitty cat here. He's a little baby kitty cat. What's the food item that I'm happy to be back to where it's readily available? Now that I'm in Canada. There has to be an answer to that, and I'm not coming up with anything right away. I don't know. I've been eating a lot more Indian food since I got back, but it's not to say there's no Indian food in Portland. It's just not something that I used to get very often. Yeah, no, they had eggs, avocados, and syrup. Timbits aren't life-changing. Timbits are standard issue, pre-frozen, assorted donuts. They're fine. Portland had the leg up on the donut game, if we're being honest. First thing I came up with cheese isn't true. Cheese is better here, but it's also a lot more expensive. And better is subjective, but to my taste, I prefer Canadian cheese. Yeah, I don't know. I eat pretty much the same stuff. Or like the same things are kind of available, I would assume. Better than Tillamook cheese? A lot better than Tillamook cheese. I don't know. Maybe it's just a personal thing, but I find Canadian cheeses, particularly like the aged and the old cheddars, to have a much richer flavor than I always found Tillamook. It was fine, but it was kind of bland. Meta changes all the time. Not worth bothering over. Yeah, it's kind of where I'm at as well. Also, a lot of WoW players, like the average skill level, there's a pretty wide skill level of people that play the game, and there's lots of content for everybody, and it doesn't really matter how good or bad you are. However, bad's the wrong word, but what I'm getting at is that if you want to play a thing and it's not meta, and you want to play a race or a class or a spec or something that's like not the meta, and people are like, oh, that's not very good, you could probably outperform them. Just on average, most of the people that are saying that, unless you are extremely unlucky, most of the people that are saying that are not going to be such good players that you cannot beat them through persistence and spite. There's enough wiggle room in the game, and the classes and specs are usually close enough together that if you want to play a thing, then just play it and work on it and practice it, and you will outperform all kinds of people playing meta specs, because you can do that, The meta really only, like the ceiling of a given class really only kind of kicks in at the very, very, very top end of it. Where's that world boss timer? Huh. Was it off? No, it's not off. I must have closed it. Oops. Don't even have that cheese here. It's perfectly fine. It's just, it's like I don't know. Love my BM Hunter. Properly geared. Regularly out DPS meta classes in raid. What is my rarest mount? Statistically speaking, apparently the Vicious Warstalker, the Shadowlands Season 4 mount, owned by 0.27% of players. According to Rarity Raider anyways. There are probably more mounts that are like difficult to farm that I have. But Mod Adapted Raptora, 0.5% of players. A lot of people didn't bother with all of the Protoform Synthesis mounts from the last season of Shadowlands, so having all of those, a lot of those are some of my rarest mounts, according to this anyways. sometimes even top damage meters in rare occasions, which is fun. Yeah, protoform mounts are quite rare. I don't know why fully. I didn't find them that hard to get relative to other grinds, even within Shadowlands, but for one reason or another, a lot of people didn't do them. Basically, all the rarest mounts are Shadowlands mounts, because I think a lot of, you know, they haven't been out as long, so you haven't had as long for all the mount collectors to kind of go through and do the old content and get them. You know, something like a Nyxia's mount that's been out forever, that has been a mount run that you can farm forever. Apparently, like, over a quarter of WoW players have the Onyxian Drake from Nyxia's Lair, which makes sense because it's been something that you can farm for, like, over 10 years. Whereas these mounts are not that hard, and if you had to race, you could probably, well, not that one, but if you had to race, you could probably get something like this faster than you could force an Onyxian Drake to drop. But there hasn't been as long in the history of WoW playing for people to do that. Need to get the crafting gathering knowledge. Last 2 nights, take the night off. Finding it hard to stop the completionist thing, just have fun. Any advice? Usually I just kind of let the obsession to grind a thing burn through me until I don't care anymore, and then I move on to a different part of the game or a different thing. I felt that same way about crafting knowledge for a while, and then eventually I just kind of stopped caring as much. I reached a point where I just kind of felt like I had enough. And then I've been doing other things. I usually just let my obsessions work through me. I think the spellbook would be sub 2%. Soaring Spell Tome at 1.46. So yeah, sub 2%, but that's something that, like, it's difficult to get, but it's easier to get now than it has been, supposedly. I haven't tried it, but word on the street is that it's not as hard as it once was. And it's such a cool mount that you can see why people would go out of their way to figure it out and work on it. And, you know, like, come on. Mount Journal Enhanced is giving me the rarity colors on mount names as well as the percent collection, the percent of people that have it, provided by Rarity Raider. Mount Journal Enhanced is what's doing both of those things. Dracthyr don't have an animation if they're on the book, really. They just, like, stand there. Oh, man. I love Barnacles. I love dressing my alts up just like regular people and then having them just kind of look kind of confused, like they don't really know why they're at Nalik. Yeah, I buy shop mounts. I think I have all of them. A lot of the recent ones were just given out with 6-month subs or 12-month subs, and I am usually on a now I'm on a 12-month sub, I don't know. I'm subbed to the game forever, so I haven't had to buy most of the recent ones, because usually they'll make a new shop mount and then have it as part of a sub promo, so I just get it as part of that. But I have bought shop mounts before, and I probably would do again. Yeah, I bought BMA mounts also. Mounts, not so much. Toys, yeah. But I've gotten a couple things from the BMA. I have many TCG mounts, and those I actually got from the regular auction house back in Warlords of Draenor. So, like, I have these ones. Hippogriff, Drake, Ghastly Charger, that's a good one. Savage, Raptor, Dragonhawk, Blazing Hippogriff, the Battle Bear, the Fell Drake, the Rhino, Nether Rocket, Swift Tiger, not the regular one, and then a Riding Turtle. So I don't have all of them. I don't have the Rooster. I don't have the Unswift Tiger. I'm sure there's a few more of them that I'm missing. But I have a good chunk of those, and those I bought for gold on the auction house back in, well, I guess that must be fished up from the Garrison, I think. Those I bought for gold on the auction house back in what? With all of my Garrison gold. Do I get collector's editions of WoW too? I buy the digital deluxes now. I buy digital deluxes, so I get the mounts that come with that. Usually. Barnacles looks like a reasonably cool uncle. Barnacles looks like a guy that wishes he had switched careers like 15 years ago, but at this point he's almost retired, so it's kind of too late. He's thinking about getting a puppy. Things didn't work out with his ex-wife, but they're still on good terms. Switch from what to what career? He is in the manufacture of boat parts. But he wishes he had actually gotten an engineering degree so that he could have worked a little higher up in the company. Is this man me? 6 years left to get a full 20 years, and man, I'm struggling. Did you say non-Swift Tiger? Yeah, there's a less armored version of the Spectral Tiger that's available. Has he got a wounded paw or something? Yeah, he's a slow Spectral Tiger. He's a little sleepy. He had too much to drink last night, and he's just not working on all cylinders. Hey, Ben. This cat's just maintaining a low-grade purr, just chilling in my lap. You're so cute. I'm gonna have other pets in my life, but I'm never gonna have another one quite like this one. You know, I'm excited about one day getting a dog. I'm kind of dog crazy. I've got dog fever. I gaze at dogs I see in the street, and I appreciate them. I practice petting the dog, you know. Pet the dog, just to make sure I've got the motion down. And one day I'll get a dog and, you know, find one that's cat friendly and introduce them slowly and make it work. And I'm going to love that dog, and hopefully the dog loves me. But I can't imagine having another friendship with an animal that's quite like this one, you know? I love the cat so much that I feel like my expectations are all ruined for other pets that I might have. Any idea on what kind of dog? Depends on who needs me at the time. I want to adopt a dog from the shelter. I want to adopt, so it's going to depend on what kind of puppies or dogs are around, which ones are cat friendly, lots of different factors, but it'll be whatever the right dog is. I'd like a big dog, but I don't want to just kind of like pick out a type of dog like I'm shopping out of a catalog, because I don't want to shop for a dog. I want to adopt one. Kasumi, thank you for the 33-month resub. Kira's from the States, but I declared her when I got her across the border a Canadian catizen. It's easier for cats and people. Cat a dog. But yeah, every now and then Great Pyrenees puppies show up in the shelter. I don't know how. I think there's a Great Pyrenees like rescue that finds them from places or something. I don't know. Or like Great Pyrenees mixes. And I love them very much, but I'm not gonna. It'll be a process eventually. Adopt 3 rat boys next week. Aw. Pet peeve are people who let their dogs in their furniture. Oh, you're not gonna like me. I don't even have a dog yet, and it's probably gonna be allowed on the couch. Oh, I might need a bigger couch if I have a dog that big, actually. I guess if my dog is so big that it doesn't fit on my couch, because I have like a normal sized couch, and I'm wanting a gigantic dog. So maybe I'll have to come up with something else. Tough dog to train. Some dogs are big enough to be furniture in their own right. Scratching posts shaped like sofas. Oh dear. Hi. But yeah, I am at least a year or more away from the dog thing, because I gotta get I'm determined to get a bigger place to live first, so I can have a bit more space and ideally a yard. A fenced yard would be awesome. I still want to hike and run and walk with dog too, but I'd like to have a bit of outdoor space and enough room that I can kind of make sure everybody's got some space that they can occupy while they're getting introduced to each other. Working breeds need drive. Great Pyrenees adorable. Working dogs. Yeah, we'll see. Whatever dog I end up with one day, it's going to be a journey, and it's going to have, you know what it's probably going to have is the name it came with. I'm probably going to like have a huge list of dog names that I already have, and then I'm going to get the dog and it's going to come with a name like Corn Chip, and I'm just going to be like, here, Corn Chip. Hey, bud. Come on, Corn Chip, let's go for a walk. That is Bernese Mountain Dog. Big Floof. Yeah, I'd love to rent this apartment until I can buy a house. That's my plan. I am saving up. I'm scraping together my pennies. I am doing my best to save. And I am saving. That's good. Things are expensive here, but I am still earning more than I'm spending. So I'm trying to get a down payment together, and hopefully the market calms down and I get my life sorted out and I can get a realtor to explain to me how everything works. And then I can find the right one. Did you call Joker often? Yeah, he knew his name. He was also Bud. Maybe that's the Canadian in me coming out, but I call a lot of animals Bud or Buddy. Hey, buddy. Can you look? Can you look? Older adults call me Bud. I'm ready to throw down. Yeah, I know the feeling. I don't confront people about it because I know people mean well, but when strangers, or pretty much anybody except for like my mother or grandmother tries to call me like a pet name, like a honey or a sweetie or darling or whatever, I do not care for that. I don't start fights about it because they mean well, usually. Always. No one's out there trying to shade me, but I definitely I'll just kind of look at him being like, okay, what do you want? Can I help you? What are we doing here? Show off the book. Oh yeah, book mountain evoker, that's right. So I probably want to be in dragon form for the full effect because I'm assuming human form is fine. Soaring spell tome. But yeah, I also don't call strangers by pet names in return. I would never go up to like I don't know, a bank teller or like an accountant and be like, hey bunny. How is my little tax professional doing? This seems fine. Seems like she has an animation. Kids know when I'm saying darling, I do mean one of the cats. Southern elderly lady won't annoy me. That's true, actually, yeah. Better than I was expecting. Mount special. Oh. Oh yeah. It's not awful. It's not great. But it's not I was expecting just like a completely static evoker. Yeah, it's not so bad. Alright. Soaring Spell Tome is the book mount. It is the reward for doing all 7 of the Mage Tower challenges from the revamped Mage Tower. No, it's pretty bad. Maybe Pokemon Violet has just kind of revised my expectations of what a finished AAA game looks like. Alright, so we did Barnacles, which I believe means that Petal Bloom is next. I got 3 characters left. This goes so much faster when they're all parked out there. It's not T-posing, that's the win, right? Nope, too cold for this. Too cold. Too cold. Feels good. Too cold. This is my new short buzz. I took it. I mean, it's honestly twice as long as it was 2 days ago when I cut it. You can already fully see it. I was like bald from a couple of angles a couple days ago, but it's already back. It grows so fast, man. That is pretty short. Yeah, I took the whole thing down to a 1. It feels really good. It's just yeah, actually no complaints. 10 out of 10 would do again. I decided I would self. What verb do I want to add at the end of that? Treat myself last night. I did hot bath and then I took a little coconut oil. I wanted to like moisturize my scalp and I looked up a bunch of stuff and it was all really expensive and I was like, I have coconut oil. Let me just try this. So I put some of that just like all over my scalp and then I steamed in kind of the hot bath for a while and then shampooed it out. I used to be afraid of doing that kind of thing like directly to my scalp because when you have hair, especially long hair, at least I ran into a lot of messaging of like condition and moisturize the ends of your hair and not the roots because your roots are going to get greasy because your scalp's going to make a bunch of grease. So I would always, you know, wash my scalp, but I would then condition like the body of my hair and work stuff in from the ends up and not, I would never like put conditioner or any moisturizers directly on my head because I didn't want to make my hair greasy. But now I have like this much hair. So I figured, well, what is my stubble going to get greasy? Like I could shampoo it again anyways. So I moisturized the whole thing and it feels really good. It was getting a little dry again. Slap sunscreen in your head in the summer. I don't think I'm going anywhere with that hat in the summer, honestly. Just because of the sun. I think I have ball caps and I would need to make sure I moisturize my ears for that. I have a big old safari looking hat if I'm hiking. And then I kind of want to get, if I can find one that doesn't make me feel ridiculous, I kind of want to get like a bucket hat, just something that I can put on just for like casual walks that's like a little bit less Patagonia than the hiking hat. and a little bit more 360 than the ball cap. Gracie Stubble is my punk cover band name. Does cutting your hair this short help with dry scalp? Yeah, like Sagano said, it can. No guarantees. It kind of depends on what was causing your dry scalp. But for me, it has helped immensely. Especially, I think part of it was how I was managing my hair before. But part of it is also, it's just a lot easier to kind of like, I don't know, rinse it and moisturize it and, you know, let it breathe and give it a break a little bit when your hair is this short. Learned that the hard way when I had my hair buzzed short. I've heard a lot of warning signs of, or warning tales, cautionary tales of people that have gotten sunburns, and I really don't want sun damage, so I'm gonna have to figure out my summer hat plan, because I like the hair this short. I think it's gonna be nice and cool in summer, but I do not want the sunburns. If I wear a bucket hat, am I gonna just look like, what am I trying to say? Somebody that thinks they're a music producer, but they're not. They guested at somebody else's set one time, and now they tell everybody they're a DJ. You'll find a bucket hat. Yeah. Hair was like that my whole life. Started letting it grow. Can't imagine not having it now. Weird to see pictures from before I had hair. Bucket hat guy, you think it looks weird, but others don't. Yeah, I guess people in this city especially wear anything. People wear all kinds of things. There's no like real cohesive style aside from weatherproof. You know, people will have their rain jackets and stuff, myself included, but fashion wise, especially once you get like into Victoria, it's kind of an anything goes sort of situation, and nobody's looking at you. So I don't think I'm gonna look stupid if I try and wear a bucket hat. I just want to find the right one. I want it to be comfy. Camp outside, always wear a bandana or something. Same materials as blue IKEA bags. People I live with don't like being seen with me when I'm wearing it, but it's whimsical. It sounds delightful. Oh. I'm trying to imagine what piece of clothing could be so embarrassing or upsetting that I wouldn't want to be seen with somebody. And the only thing I can think of is if somebody had like a graphic or words on their clothing that was like rude or you know, unkind or, you know, bigoted or something like that. Like I wouldn't want to be seen with somebody I mean, I also probably wouldn't hang out with them, but wearing that, but just like a fun hat, come on, you know? Chaps, no, it's fine. I would wear a panda costume. Oh. Hats of all kinds are normal here. Canadian, get a Tilly hat. I had a Tilly hat once. I paid full price and I researched and I measured my head and I bought what I thought was going to be the perfect Tilly hat. And then it was like too small. And then I thought I could make it work and I didn't return it. And then it was too small and it would like leave a big red mark on my head. And then I eventually just donated it and moved on with my life. And I don't know if I'll buy another one. They're expensive. Chaps and only chaps. I mean, that's kind of walking the territory of you may get arrested for public nudity. Giant shoulder pads, WoW style shoulders. Yeah. I guess I just don't walk around with people that often to really have thought this through, but I think it would be fine. Giant sun hat, way too pale for anything less protective. Yeah, the wide brim's the way to go. I just get myself a big bucket hat. It'll be good. I just like that I can wear hats and then it doesn't, I don't get the hat hair. I don't, when I take off the hat, I can just kind of do nothing and then look exactly the same as I did before I put on the hat. It's great. Now, cowboy hats you don't see an awful lot of around here. I'm sure somebody has one, but of all the different looks, we don't get an awful lot. Maybe if you went to Alberta. I don't see a ton of cowboy hats out here. I think they get wet. World Boss Timers needs to have information. So it has the timer for me right here because I saw this boss spawn recently, so it's using my own data. You can also get data from other people nearby that share it if they choose to share it, but they have to press the button to do so. So I can share and it'll put it in chat, and then anybody nearby that has the add-on would pick it up. But short of those two things, you're out of luck. You need to get the data from somewhere. Urban sombrero. Proper hat is a flat cap. There's an attempt to get the world's record for the most flat caps being worn in an enclosed space. They did it. My husband took part in it, so now he is famous. Yes. That's excellent. Dressed like the guy from The Notebook. All I can remember him wearing is like button-down shirts and suspenders. It was fine. It was a look. Oh, man. Get a bucket hat. We're fishing. I miss the lakes. Probably start fishing again in like March, April, something like that. Wait for the new season to start. Surely the suspenders were attached to something. Yeah, I don't really remember anything below the belly button. I didn't watch The Notebook looking at his legs. Just a bunch of floating torsos professing undying love at concerningly young ages. Like more historically based mogs in WoW. Yeah. I feel like WoW and the WoW universe exist kind of separate from Earth and Earth history, so I feel like you're not going to get that many... It's more of a fantasy thing where you're not going to get that much like retro-looking stuff unless they can work it in. Although nowadays with the trading post, we're getting all kinds of stuff that may or may not make sense. So maybe we'll get some more stuff. Top hats, true. That is true. It's a good point. Azeroth flat. Oh boy. I feel like somebody must have done a dissertation on that by now. Any luck? Bonus roll. Gold. Gold, gold. No worries. Underskin magnets. What on earth are you guys talking about? Are you magnetically attaching your hats to your heads so that they stay on the wind? Because I appreciate that it is windy, but... When it's really windy, if I'm wearing my my big safari-looking hat, it has a chin strap that I can cinch up under my chin to make it stay put. I look ready for adventure. I look like I have great grades and no friends. Oh, ways to attach suspenders. Gotcha. Subdermal magnets in his hands. Oh man, that's a commitment. I remember hearing about people doing things like implanting key entries, like smart home entry via like an implant in like your hand or your wrist or something like that. And I'm sure that they've already accounted for this. I'm sure that whoever committed to this has thought of this problem already. But my first thought was, what if you move? I don't know. I guess I just haven't lost my keys that much. You know, I keep them in the same place. I just haven't spent that much time losing my keys. RFID chips. Yeah. Seems like it would be bad for using credit cards. Yeah, maybe there's nothing that really goes wrong with them, but I feel like there's things that could go wrong, and that's just a big commitment. Morning, Hazel. Happy Wednesday. Late as usual. Happy Wednesday. You're not late. You're right on time. Implanting threads into their skull to presumably attach horns. To attach their attack horns. Dorda, yeah, I did that. Looked into it. Thermal's highest rejection rates, though. Oh, I like my piercings. I have my ears pierced twice, just in the lobes. I'm all done. For somebody with a lot of tattoos, I'm like weirdly not squeamish about piercings, but just not desiring anymore. I am good on piercings. I can wear earrings. Maybe one day I'll go through another earring phase where I'll look into getting like new, like more exciting or different ones, you know? Get some big ol' orca whales on my ears, but body modding? Yeah, not so much my thing. I support people's right to do whatever they want to themselves. I don't think for me. Past, you know, my tattoos. I have a good amount of tattoos. Never lose your keys. Lose a keychain slot. Earlobes and tongues. Yeah. They're programmable, accessible via NFC. Yeah, that's true. I do have piercings. I have ear piercings. I don't remember the exact age, but there was like an age that we had to get to as a child where you were allowed to ask for your ears pierced. Like it wasn't done to us. We had to reach like 8 or 10 or 12 or something like that, which I understand are pretty different ages with pretty different levels of responsibility, but you had to reach one of those ages. And then you could decide if you wanted to get your ears pierced once. And of course I did, because I'd been waiting my whole life to wear real earrings like my big sister. So I super went for that. And then I did it again when I was 19 or 18, when it occurred to me that I didn't need my mom to okay it anymore. Not that she minded. Proper Haida artist made ones, maybe in silver. Oh, that sounds pretty. Would you like more tattoos? Do you feel content at the moment? I want more tattoos eventually, but I am good for now. I don't see myself seeking out another tattoo artist within the next couple of years. I think I would give myself like 5 years or so to not have tattoo appointments to deal with, and just live with the tattoos I have. I'm feeling sufficiently inked for the moment. Always do the tongue split thing. Wouldn't that affect your speech? Contemplating getting my ears re-pierced. Whenever he finds nice earrings, wants to get them for me. Yeah, I mean, I like having my ears pierced. I don't change my earrings super often because I want to make sure that I'm, you know, like these ones are super comfy. These are just like silver sleeper hoops, the hyperallergenic ones you can just get at the drugstore. So I leave those in 99% of the time. And then if I want to wear something prettier, I'll take these out and I'll put in the other ones. But that's a little bit of a fuss. Plus, when you're wearing other ones, you put headsets on, and the headsets can kind of jam the posts or the backs like into the skin behind your ears, which isn't very comfy. And then I'll, like, because that hurts, I'll take them out and then I'll put them places, and then I have to try not to lose them, because I have a tendency to take them out whenever they're uncomfy, and it's something. It's not as messy as it was when I was a kid, though. I remember as a kid, you had to trying to teach like a 12-year-old to take sterilizing their earrings seriously when they're taking care of a new piercing. You had the little dish and the peroxide that you'd use to like clean, and you'd take the cotton swab and like peroxide your lobes to like, they would just get infected though, because I was 12 and apparently not that responsible. Get a little cat paw print. I always irritate my ears no matter what type, makes me sad. Yeah, sitting for tattoos will wipe you right out. I'm exactly the same way. Even a small session, even if I'm only sitting for like an hour, will still require a nap. I eventually figured it out, because I had this tattoo sleeve was done across like a year, and because of COVID, it was done in a lot of very short sessions because we were sharing studio space and you couldn't have multiple sessions in the studio at the same time. So I basically sat for like 45 minutes. I don't know how many times, but a lot. And I got the hang of it to the degree that I would like set up my schedule to do anything I needed to do in the morning before I went. And then I would have my special smoothie. I would have my Starburst in my purse. I'd have my smoothie waiting in the car. I would go get the tattoo, listen to half of a musical, drink the smoothie on the way home, and then I'd have the rest of my schedule clear so I could take a nap. I would already have my sheets clean. I had like the whole song and dance choreographed out because I'd done it so many times. I had it down to a beautiful science, and then I would be fine within like 48 hours. Google says split tongue doesn't significantly impact speech. Must be true. I still feel like I might opt out of that one. I guess it's less of an opt out, more of a failing to opt in. Mine was pierced with one of the piercing guns, crooked. Go to a piercing studio. Is there another way to do it? I'm pretty sure both times I got my ears pierced, I got it done like at a Claire's with a piercing gun. I don't think I ever got it done properly. Sheets clean for a tattoo. Because for the nap, it depends there's different ways of going about it, but I developed an allergy to Saniderm and other contact bandages like that. So I had to, once I got home, they would just saran wrap me up. I would come home, I would clean it, and dry it with a clean towel, but then I would want to take a nap because I'd be tired. And there's just no realistic way to keep the arm off of the sheets while you're sleeping. And you don't want to have, it's an open wound at that point. So just for safety and infection's sake, it's a good idea. It's not mandatory, but it's a good idea to have clean sheets and clean towels, so that if you are like, because fabric is going to contact it at the end of the day. So you just want to make sure that you're not putting any bacteria that you don't need to onto your open wound while it is still weeping. And then you clean your sheets again because you're going to get a bunch of pus and stuff on them because you have an open wound that is weeping. But that part doesn't last very long. Favorite tattoo listening musical? Oh, I would always get halfway through Hamilton. I did listen to a few of them. That was the first time I ever listened to the Mean Girls musical. I've actually never seen it, but I've heard the soundtrack a few times. Mean Girls, Phantom of the Opera is a good one. Hamilton's just great and long, though. You'll never run out of Hamilton unless it's a very long session. Rewrap it the first day for sleep. Never caused any issues. Yeah, I think everybody kind of like figures out their own tips and tricks and rhythm, and people's bodies are different. And there's also a lot of different correct ways to do it. Different people have their own favorite like ways of moisturizing them, and some people use the balm, and some people just use like a straight moisturizer, and some people clean it with a specific brand of stuff. Yeah, lots of different ways to do it. Do I miss it? Am I missing not even getting tattooed, recovering from a tattoo right now? No, not really. It's nice not being sticky. I always think you're going to answer Repo and you never do. I think I had Repo once, but I know it's a rock opera, which is technically a musical. But yeah, no, it was a more, I think I listened to the Lion King soundtrack once. How did you decide on your tats? I had a long planning process, but effectively once I had kind of like a topic or a theme in mind, I would take those ideas to the artist because I had kind of found one and we'd already had consultations and worked together already. I took a bunch of reference images of like the kind of thing that I wanted, some notes about the specific thing, because I originally went in and I wanted a sleeve tattoo that was, birds and plants that were native to the Pacific Northwest that you would see in like a wetland, because those were the places that I was going for walks and I just kind of wanted to remember them. So we had brainstormed like a list of different plants that might tattoo well. Originally I wanted pine trees and pine needles, and he talked me out of it because he said that they wouldn't, with his style and the way that it healed, it would end up being kind of blurry, which I accepted to be the truth. So we kind of like workshopped ideas back and forth, and I would like send him, I'd be like, these are cool birds, here are some pictures of birds that are the exact type of bird that he want, and then he would do a drawing and he would send it to me, or usually I would see the drawing in person, and then if I needed anything touched up I would let him know, or he would like place it on me. It's kind of a back and forth process. It didn't take me that long to find the right artist. I was kind of like browsing. Usually I would spend, let me see, I chose a tattoo artist twice in my life. Once for this tattoo in my teen years, and then once for this one. And both times I was kind of looking around at portfolios. I had some idea of what I wanted, so I was kind of browsing different online portfolios of tattoo artists in the area to see what their styles were like, and I would just like bookmark a bunch of them and then kind of cross-reference and do my homework basically. I ended up finding Harry because my hairstylist, he was my hairstylist tattoo artist. So I knew because of that, A, that he was reliable and a good dude and just like somebody who's professional that you'd want to work with. B, I had seen his work in person. Thirdly, I knew that it was the style that I was looking for. And fourthly, I knew that he was a gamer, which meant that I could survive hours of small talk because I would have something in common. I'm not super small talk proficient, but it helps if I have any measure of common ground, and somebody being a nerd of some kind is usually a good starting point. So I got real lucky with Harry. But yeah, basically just kind of the same way I looked into a lot of things. Every time I went like apartment hunting or when I was trying to figure out what car I wanted to buy, I would kind of just make a list of things that I wanted, make a list of options, make a list of pros and cons. I would give things rating based on, price and distance and, various factors. I would write down the phone numbers for each one of them, and I would come up with my questions that I wanted to call them. I would make documentation. That's how I do most things that stress me out in my life, is I homework the hell out of them because it makes me feel better to at least feel like I've done my research. And I don't feel very confident navigating the adult world of talking to people, but I do feel pretty confident in doing homework. So if I can make myself some notes on a topic, and that helps a lot. Do I wish I had fish instead? Like on the tattoo? No. No, I love my tattoo. I like the Brady's. I would maybe get a fish eventually, but I don't know if I would. At one point I wanted a betta fish tattoo when I was very into keeping betta fish, and I haven't had a betta fish in a couple of years. But I like them. They're pretty. They're not native to here though. Hairstylist isn't huge in small talk either. Lady who does the waxing loves it, which is awkward. Nail lady talks, but not a whole lot. Yeah. I do like talking to people a little bit, like to a certain extent, but I mostly enjoy it more if they can kind of break out of the standard small talk and tell me a bit about themselves. The one time that I got my curly hair cut by a curly hair artist, I saw this woman in town and she was really good, and she wasn't a gamer and she wasn't a nerd to the extent that I can see, so I didn't have any common ground there, but I was able to kind of talk to her about curly hair because she was a curly hair specialist and she had curly hair herself, and so did her daughter. And, you know, we talked a little bit about like her life in town and her family. And that's just, I kind of like the getting to know people stages of things. Keeping up with them I struggle with, but I enjoy finding things out about people because it's just fascinating. And I like listening to people talk about themselves to some degree. Some people are more interesting than others. Depends on how much they like talking about themselves, I guess. But yeah, I couldn't care less about the weather. Like we were both outside, we've seen it. It's crazy. It gets crazier every year. We all know, you know. Oh man, we've never had a year like this. I got gloves. I got loot, but it was just gloves. All right, it's transmog. That's mog that I needed, so that's good. Dental hygienist who wants to do a small talk. I know, that's always so funny. Plans to get a shoulder piece, Legion Era Tyrande, and her tiger. Sarah flying. Oh, that sounds beautiful. Struggle with prolonged silence, and brain is frantically searching for a topic. Yeah, I've been there, but if I get the vibe that the other person is also fine with silence, and I have to imagine that there are some people that are like hairstylists or whatever that just want to shut up and focus. You know, they probably they make small talk with people because it's expected of them. Some of them probably like it, and some of them probably don't. And they just want to work on what they're doing. So if I get the vibe that the person that I'm working with just kind of wants some quiet time, I am super happy with that, as long as I feel like we're both chill with it. It's if I feel like they want to talk with me and I got nothing for them, that's when it's uncomfortable. If I can find a nice, comfy quiet, then that's good. Fishing, good things to cook. You got things to relate to the normies with. Yeah, I suppose so. I'm not as inept socially as you might think I am, based on how, because I spend a lot of time on stream talking about, I don't know, my anxieties and failings and things I struggle with, because I talk for 2 to 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, and stuff just comes out. I'm honest just because it would take too much effort to lie. But I feel like if you just listen to the stream, you would probably think that I am more awkward socially, and I can be, certainly, but I do okay. I do all right. I can speak to strangers. I can say hello. I can make eye contact if I force myself to. If I remember that that's something that some people want, but not too much, but like enough, you know. There's rules. Risk of misunderstanding what you want. Oh yeah. Being clear and specific about what you're looking for is always good. I probably run the risk of being too pushy, but I feel like if I was working on somebody, if I was doing a project for somebody, and they were vague, that would probably drive me crazier than if they had specifics that they set out. Because how do you know what someone wants if they won't tell you? So if I'm getting like a haircut or a tattoo or something, and I want, like when I went to get my haircut that one time I got the curly cut, I was like, okay, I want it to be this length. I want it to be this shape. I want bangs here. I want them to be this style and not this style. I'm interested in your opinion or your take on what I should do in this category, but this is something that I definitely want. And I just kind of laid it all out as clearly as I possibly could, and she took that and went, all right. And then we figured it out, and it was very straightforward. But I will err on the side of being overly specific with stuff like that, because especially when it's like a haircut, they don't know what you want. They don't know what you want to look like. Pictures are good. References are good. Things that you like and don't like. Like, I knew that for my own face, even though with curly haircuts, getting a very like round framing to your face is very popular, and people do kind of like the round orb of hair because it's curls and it's very soft and it's very cute, but it's not what I wanted. I knew from experience that I didn't like bangs on me if they were rounded. I liked them being square cut straight across. And I told her that, and then she gave me square cut bangs straight across. It was great. Hairstyles talk about hair stuff. Nail lady about nail stuff. What do I do when you bump into someone who knows you from online? In theory, panic. In practice, doesn't happen. I don't bump into anybody anymore. I don't go enough places. And if I do go places, I am fast walking and not stopping. I haven't encountered anybody that knows me since I moved. Home-based, 4 cats, 3 dogs. Aw, always talk about the animals. How do I manage streaming to so many people? Honestly, I think I've kind of like deluded myself into pretending it's not what it is. I never, ever, ever look at viewer numbers. So chat's not moving that fast. You know, this is a conversation I can keep up with. So I never really check how many people are watching. And because like, I'm in a room. I had a cat, she left, but like, it's just 2 monitors and a camera and a microphone. I'm not really that conscious of being, I'm conscious enough to try to like, I don't know, not swear on stream or whatever, but I don't spend an awful lot of time thinking about it being like public speaking. And I think I would still probably struggle with actual public speaking or like being on stage relative to this, because this I'm used to and it doesn't feel much different from just talking on Discord with friends. Only 15 people in here, right? Yeah, Billy Guild chat. Which is funny because I actually don't, outside of stream and then, you know, scheduled nights with like my online group of friends, I won't really socialize. I don't really hang out places. I don't really like get home from the store and hop in Discord to see what's going on. I'll be like, all right, I have stream in the morning. I'm doing keys at 6 or I have raid night at 6. I'm seeing, you know, XYZ on Thursday. And then outside of that, if I don't have plans, it's not my first instinct to hop into social spaces. I would at that point usually do something sort of like more quiet and at home. Naughty words on stream, more after dark streams. I wouldn't hold your breath. Probably not. Of all of the things that I could do to grow my career, that is not top of my list at the moment. Kitty cat, you coming back? Did you hear me say that I missed you? I do. I always do. Who's the most famous person that I've ever met? I mean, in terms of like WoW and like WoW content creators, I've met a good chunk of people. I don't really know how famous any of them are, so it's hard to rank them. Hey, speaking of Teeny, thanks for the raid, guys. Oh, hope you guys had a good stream. But yeah, like actual famous people, nobody. That would require me going places. Never met Krendor in person, but I did his Fishing with Krendor show once. That was a true bucket list item. Highlight of my life. I was so excited. Hi, boo boo. Beat the raid here. It was horrible. Tally yelled at us. Oh dear. Yeah. But I don't feel a strong need, even if it was somebody that I like really looked up to and I really liked their work. I am very content to admire somebody's work from a distance and never meet them. I don't really want the selfie. I would rather just not bother them and stay in my own lane and go about my own life. I don't feel any value from I'm trying to think of somebody I'd be like really excited to meet. And there's people that I'm excited that they exist because I like the stuff that they do, but I don't know. You know the food fair at BC Place? Expo 86 was on. Royal Majesty's Charles and Diana were in Vancouver? Oh. I don't know if I do know the food fair at BC Place. I guess that would have been Vancouver. Yeah, kitty cat's pretty cute. If you met George R.R. Martin, you could tell him to finish the book. Honestly, I'm sure he's heard that before. I kind of get it. I feel for George. He probably just wants to be retired and watch his football and you know, enjoy his life and his wealth. Sometimes even when it's something that's creatively fulfilling, it's tough to be motivated if you don't like need it. I know it's been 12 years, but I wish he would finish it too, but I kind of understand. Yeah, he's got to finish the Razageth guide first.
Apparently it's almost done. Yeah, I've heard that before. Fool me 15 times, George. Shame on me. I will get excited about the next A Song of Ice and Fire book when it's, like, out, you know? When I have a copy, then I will be excited about it. Until then, you can't get me. You can't get me. I am immune to the hype train. Could you be interested in a beer fest visit? No, there was a beer festival in town that was like an easy walking distance from me, and I was doing nothing that day, and I'm like, oh hey, beer fest is that way, and then I didn't go. I don't know. Maybe if it was for some beverage that I had a greater stake in, maybe like a tea festival, that might entice me. Not a big beer person. Gonna try and not power read it. Oh, I'm super power reading it. Fawcett, thank you for the 6-month resub. Thank you for all the wonderful chill streams. Thanks for being here. Kitty Cat was adopted from a shelter as a kitten, as a little baby girl 8 years ago. Cat adoption team, I want to say, in Oregon. Something like that. Yeah, she was small. She was a small girl. Okay, Nelk will be up any minute now. I was gonna have a big camera, but I don't wanna miss it. Kitty Cat's distracted me from getting a world boss kill before I can pet with one hand and play with the other one. Yeah, something like that. It's been a long time, and I never went back and looked at another one. I wonder if I ever got my life together to the point that I was like, I have extra time and energy, I'm gonna go do volunteer work. If I would have the courage and stamina of heart to volunteer with like a cat or a dog rescue, because on one hand, I feel like I would enjoy that very much. And on the other hand, I feel like that's a great way to end up adopting more animals than I need. You know, I don't think I am strong enough to meet like a kitty cat that needs a home and then have it like, you know, look at me and then not vomit, which is apparently my standard for whether or not a cat likes me, is whether or not they just immediately puke. You know, kitty cat says, hey, you, how do I not just take them all home? I don't think I have it in me. I don't think I'm strong enough. Would take them all home. Especially if they have like, what if they're just like this one, I feel like if I hadn't adopted her, if we hadn't taken her home, she would have been taken home by like a staff member that day because she was so sweet. And if I was volunteering at a cat rescue and there's just like a little kitten that was just like a real cuddle bug and that needed a home, that had like a sad story, I am a big squishy kitchen mop of a person. I am oozy soft squishy when it comes to animals. There's the sob stories get me real hard. Husband would throw us all out. Yeah, there's definitely an amount of animals that you can give reasonable and good quality care to. And I know I like giving my animals a lot of attention and a lot of time. And there's only so much time. You know, I don't want to spread myself too thin and not, especially with this one. She has had me to herself for years at this point. She will not appreciate having to share. So I don't want to make her share too much, otherwise I'm not going to have enough time for everybody. Need help with socializing them? Rescue's really nice. Check that they're okay at the center. Foster the ones that don't like being there. Even as a vet, they wanted me to pay them first. Was like, nope. Interesting. I don't know. I think I would probably do that. I would just take it as my donation in addition to my time to said place. But I'm also not a veterinarian. My skills include petting cats and scooping up stinky stuff. Bonus roll. Nope, just gold. All right, well, those are my Nalic attempts for the week. Good. We can check for that rare one more time. I think I can just kill that rare repeatedly in hopes of getting said abandoned, kidnapped puppy crate toy. Yeah, I think when I do eventually get a dog, it'll be quite a process that we'll be very cautious with to introduce her, because my biggest fear is not so much that she's a cat, but that she's a blind cat, so she can't even like see, oh hey, there's a scary dog over there. I'm like, she panics when she is when she's overwhelmed, and she can't see, so she doesn't know her escape routes, and when she's panicked, she'll run into things, and I think that makes it a lot more complicated, is that she can't view the body language of a new animal. She can't see whether or not, like, another cat that I brought her is, like, being aggressive or not. Maybe she can smell it, I don't know. But then if she decides she wants to get out of there, she's not going to know what her clear escape route is, and that makes it a lot more complicated, I think. I don't think it's to say it can't be done, but I'm just going to have to be very careful when that time came. Shark bait, King's Rest, or Underrot try? Yeah, let's maybe take like a stab at shark bait. 3 hours today? No, but I'll do a little bit more. Today is Wednesday, and today is, oh yeah, this guy. I am trying to get, no, darn it, not that. That rare has a chance to drop a toy, or not a toy, a trinket, I think. Maybe a toy, I don't know. A thing that I can use to help me kill Viscidus, and supply the melee attacks that I need. I brought that character all the way out there. I'm just going to leave her there. I think I'm going to do on something else. Well, no, I can't, can I? Because she's the one with all the gear. Zaex of Autumn, thank you. Well, maybe Eye of Autumn, thank you for the 3-month resub. Poor baby kitty. Plans for the rest of the day. Oh, I have plans. That's not to say, I mean, I planned to do yoga this morning and I did not do that. I'm going to get some exercise. I have raid night tonight, and then I have a gap of time in the afternoon that I should spend trying to work on the raid guide that I might spend napping, but we'll see. The whole point of the walk is it's supposed to wake you up, and we'll see how that goes. Foster family with a blind cat that took in a puppy for adoption? Oh, maybe. I want to try it, but I want to try it one day when I both find like a puppy that's been fostered alongside cats so that they are familiar with giving space, and then having enough room in my home to, like, you know, keep them baby gated off from each other for a while they can get used to smells and stuff like that. Go with napping, rest, recovery, very important. Common trolls can drop it as well, much lower chance. Yeah, might just leave it be. I think I need to get Honeyplum the heck out of Hellfire Peninsula, because nothing good was going to happen there. I was farming transmog is what I was doing. She's level 34. I was farming transmog. And I ended up in BC. I had some notions about doing BC questing to get like different grays to learn more gray gear transmog, and then all the things told me that I needed like this armor from the Thrallmark Quartermaster that you can get it honored. And I thought, well, you know, if I do these quests, I could get that reputation. You know, I'm neutral. I could work on it, but these are such long quests. I guess I can try a few of them and see how it feels. It's a I don't know, it's kind of a cool robe. Would I wear that on my evoker? No, probably not. Oh yeah, that's right. We had the whole we decided on time walking. That's right. Never mind. I'm leaving. I'm not doing these quests. You can't make me. I'm going back. Yeah, I was going to do, not time walking right now, but just in general, when I do decide to fill out that piece of transmog, I was going to do time walking and then get the badges and then buy the thing. So in the meantime, we're getting out of here. I'm going home to the crossroads. That'll work. Get me out of here. Working towards Lore Master, and the older X-Pac storylines are so long. I think it was BC's Shadow Moon Valley, or whatever they called it back in BC. The one that has the Black Temple in it. That, getting a Lore Master for that zone was so much. It was so much. I'm gonna pop by and see if Grazlix has his Guardian Buckler up. Got so much rep in my alts with different armor types. Should check some vendors. I need time walking vendor transmog too. I guess I'm just beginning to accept the fact that I might have some interest in transmog collecting. I say as I level an alt specifically for the purpose of collecting transmog. It's just, you know, I've been an evoker for a couple patches. I'm starting to feel like maybe I'm sticking with it. Maybe I like it just a little bit. Maybe I want some more outfits to wear. The trouble is I like wearing pretty dresses. It's shocking, I know. I like wearing the pretty dresses, but there aren't as many pretty dresses in mail as cloth. There are some, and you can make some things work with kilts and shirts and with robes and shaman gear, and it's not that there's nothing, but it's not the same as cloth. Cloth just has more pretty dresses, and I will not I will not change my mind. And also, it's not like collecting axes from the Northern Barons is helping me on the pretty dress count, but hey, what do you do? Sometimes it's just about making number go up. Hope they had more armor for the Drakthir form. Yeah. I kind of hope that they eventually let my Drakthir form just exist independently from what I mog on the other form, so that I can, no, he does not currently have the shield that I wanted. So that I can, just mog. I mean, I'm currently mogging anything on my Visage form, and then the Drakthir form just lives its life as it is, but... Alright, so not dungeons. Outdoor zones. I'm in Kalimdor, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. There's white quality gear in Mulgore. I feel like I would just make a torrent for that though. Oh, Felwood. Furbolg medicine pouch offhand. That's kind of cool. Oh, it's just off a vendor. Requires honor with Timbermaw hold. Okie dokie. That would explain that. Dustwallow Marsh has the ray gun. Oh, that's Dr. Weevil. That's a different issue. What about Ashara? There's 2 quests that have some shields. Oh, those are kind of cool. It's like a patchwork shield. Horde only prerequisite quests. Seems like there might be quite a few of them. I'm trying to pick a zone that I want to quest in next, or at least like set her up in next. I don't know if I'm going to do it all today. Sort of time walking if you're in Chromie time though? I mean, I guess a little bit. What about Tanaris? Tanaris has... Oh, it's got a PvP vendors, that's why. There is a quest that has a mace that's not that exciting looking. 1,000 Needles has... Oh, has another version of that shield for a quest that is pretty far down. Not undoable, but takes some doing. Oldhim is Cataclysm. There's really a... Oh, Ramkahan Rep. Okay, I'm thinking, really? There's a cosmetic pair of goggles. Sapphire spectacles. Why don't I have those? So that was pretty early, wasn't it? That's like early in the Harrison Jones. Thrill of discovery, be prepared. Yay! Interesting. Are they cool looking sapphire spectacles? They won't preview, so I'm gonna look them up in Wowhead. Because that could be used on any armor type, supposedly. Twilight Highlands, yeah, I might be missing some stuff there. Add this appearance to your collection. View in 3D. Well, screenshots. It looks like they are just kind of like a regular goggle. If I had to kind of don't mind me and the camera flow. Kind of looks like a regular goggle is what we're saying. Yeah. Have I watched Harrison Ford and Indiana Jones? Maybe? I watched some Indiana Jones at like a sleepover movie. I watched one Indiana Jones movie at a sleepover one time as a kid, but I don't remember anything about it. Something about a big boulder. Yeah, I do have the 100 Exalted Rep mount. I'm only missing one thing from Winter Spring. It's a shield. Yeah. What about... If you go to Outland, you only have like half of the stuff. Terracore Forest has rares that drop items. But there's vendors. Maybe we just pretend BC never happened. Northrend has some stuff. Pandaria has a lot of stuff. There's like 600 items I could end up with out of Pandaria. Also a good place to make some gold. Some good shields. Some neat mog. I don't know if there's gonna be achievements, faction, quest. Yeah, those are the Kunlai Summit quests that I started on my evoker. Yeah, there's stuff. Could see you liking Indiana Jones. What is it about it that you think would appeal to me? Yeah, the big floppy hat. I do appreciate somebody taking good preventative measures about sun protection. Have I gotten the mogs from everything you can craft? Oh, absolutely not. Not even a little bit. Not even a teeny tiny little bit. Nice cat you got there. Why, thank you. Alrighty. Well, it is. I'm just gonna, I think, park myself right in that same shop so that I can log in next time and see if Grazlix has decided to carry the Guardian Buckler. It's a sometime spawn, and one day I'm gonna catch him with it. In the meantime, I think I'm gonna wrap up and take a stab at. Oh, I'm sorry, I put my finger in your ear. Didn't mean to. You good? Hi. Take a stab at the rest of my day, but I'll be back tomorrow morning, same time, same place, morning stream. We did all of our Nalakmat runs, so if I was gonna do more, I might take my evoker around to do like some of the BFA dungeons, try for some of those mats, might be fun. In any case, thank you very much for joining me today, guys. I appreciate the company, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.